All right, hello, what's going on, Race Brain Podcast? Jack Bauer, Bracken Crocker. My name is Rich Ryan. We are your hosts. Today we're going to be talking some Spartan National Series, North American National. What are we calling this thing? 3K. How did we change it this year?
Uh, I think it's the North American Elite Series, the NAES.
Okay, so it's the same 3K NE, whatever you said.
Yeah.
But first, let's talk about the Savage Race. Were you guys
One of
locked
the best
in?
finishes of all time, OCR.
Has there
hmm
been a better finish than what we saw between Sean Roberts and Ryan Kempson? If you haven't seen the full race, I'm sure you've seen the clip at this point because it was crazy.
We've
Yeah.
seen close. Kempson was involved with Woods one year
Jacksonville.
in Jacksonville,
Now he
and
didn't he bust everyone's ass in Jacksonville, or was that a different?
No, Jacksonville was Atkins
It
and
was Woods
and
and
Woods. Sorry, I
Atkins
got
is that
over the
Kempson
over the
had one on
A-frame.
Woods as well.
over Avery.
It might not have been Jacksonville. It might have been somewhere else, but Kempson's been involved with two or three.
Yeah.
And then we've had like Rose and someone coming off the A-frame together. We've had this A-frame thing, but we've never had 100 meters afterwards.
Yeah,
We have like 10 feet or
Yeah.
20 feet. So this was good.
The other one that
Kempson and I
can
had one.
who won?
Yeah.
Oh, you won at City Field.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got a jump start. I got like a 1 second head start, so it wasn't quite as legit as his.
Yeah.
Literally
Kempson
jump
came
start.
back a little bit and made it interesting on that last A-frame. He got up that thing so fast. But I think the other one that I can think of was Annie versus Lindsay at Asheville. Remember a few
Oh,
years ago there was that.
the clip
I
cut
mean,
off.
it wasn't a sprint finish, but like everyone got off a Z-wall and you had genuinely 150, 200 meters of just who's got the best wheels at the end of this race.
Mm-hmm.
And that was another really good one on the men's side as well. You had like Chris Brown, Kempson,
Yeah,
Bottas, a few towards the end there as well. So you throw these options in races and you can have some exciting finishes.
Hunter Cody in Vegas back in the day. A
Yeah,
gladiator
that was
decided it.
controversial. Yep.
Yeah.
Another one, I think that this one, because it was for the win, is a little bit different because most of these other finishes that besides the Lindsay and Annie one, we're talking about second place, third place, like this was for the win in a series race for them. That makes a little bit different, but there was that race at European Championships when Sergei Perelogin, he came down the hill, hit his spear while Peter Ziska was doing his 30 burpees after missing his spear. They got on the rig. Sergey got on it like 5-6 seconds after him and then made up all the ground and then sprinted towards the finish. That was so exciting because of like how the drama unfolded at the European Regional Championship. But this was like for the win, and you had a track guy going head to head against, a guy that most of us consider one of the best pure athletes in the sport as well, with Kempson, and they just fought to the finish. It was so exciting.
That was it, right? You had two actual fast people starting together. Like Annie Lindsay, I don't even know how you'd rank their sprint speed in Madden. But Kempson and Roberts would both be like 93 or above.
I think that's fair. I was surprised that Kempson was able to hang. How much do you think it was 100 meters?
No, probably
Probably
like
less. Yeah.
60.
7-8 seconds. You had enough time to get up to top speed though.
It seemed like it because I was surprised that Kempson would be able to hang. I mean, I don't know what
I wasn't.
Sean's top end is right now. If it was 100, I would imagine it would lengthen.
Yep.
I think
Kempson is like sport fast.
for sure.
I remember Matt telling me one time after that race, and it's probably another City Field race or whatever.
Matt Kempson.
So yeah, Matt said Ryan was always the fastest kid on any football field we played. Like, he's got twitchy speed. So I wasn't surprised he was able to get up, because a lot of great milers and 800 guys, they're kind of rhythm based speed runners. They're pretty, but they're not like burst into it. And Kempson can burst. So I think it was a good matchup.
Yeah, I actually texted Sean after. I won't read the exact text, but basically he's like, Kempson has shocking speed. So for a 147 and change 800 runner to say that about someone,
yeah,
Kempson has some wheels.
And Sean's got some dog in him. I'm a big fan.
Yes.
Big fan of him.
Yeah. No,
he's gritty.
And I think it's just so cool that we got to see track speed pay off for once.
They gave us the finish. We talk about this style of finish all the time.
Last week, we were talking about, let's rank everyone by the best downhill or best this. And you're like, flat speed doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Look what happens 1 week later.
Doesn't
you
matter.
have one of the best finishes
Didn't
we've ever
matter.
had in OCR.
Didn't matter.
It was a net negative. They're the same.
Same.
Didn't matter. They could have both been slow. Same finish.
Yep.
Maybe more exciting. It would have lasted longer.
Yep.
Who is there anyone in it? So Sean obviously got the better of him there. Is there anybody you think could have stood a better chance in that moment of outkicking him, pretending you're 38 minutes deep into the race?
I mean, I think we're talking the only person that we could really consider for this. We're talking about me. No,
Yeah.
BK, 50 meters of a sprint, just up and go. He just won a mile. Outkicked a bunch of kids. Bang. I think BK has to be considered.
I'd put Bracken pretty high up there, and who I think would stand a chance to it. I don't think pretty much anybody would end up actually beating Sean in a actual sprint finish after doing an OCR race. But
it's a different system. I think there's always an OCR kick available. Most people never get a chance to use a kick. I've just been in a couple of weird situations in like several different OCR events where I happen to come off obstacles with space to run with people. I've had like 3 with Hunter, Matt Murphy, Ryan Kempson. I just keep finding myself in those. And there's, no matter how smashed you are, there's a sprint.
Do you ever lose? Have you ever lost?
Ask his record against Hunter.
Well, Hunters were all
sprint finishes.
They were all closing. Yeah. Where I was probably like 4 seconds faster over the last 100, but I was 50 meters down to start.
Oh, I see. Okay. So it wasn't like side to side. You're just trying to, okay.
No, but like 2 of them at or photo finish type thing. Anyway, my point is that it's not like a 10K or a trail race where you can just ratchet it up, and then not have a kick left.
Mm-hmm.
It's so disjointed in OCR that even when you're smashed, you can just snap into like a 40-meter sprint if suddenly the finish line was there and you had a reason to.
You're never close to that pace. Like in a 5K, 10K, it's like one gear up. So the fatigue sets in heavily that you can't really access it. But like you're always running kind of slow in OCR.
You get to the point where you get in some races where it's like, I can't hold this any longer, but I could accelerate for a little bit if I needed to.
Hmm.
And you don't get to that point in other races where it ratchets up. So yeah, I think anyone who's fast could fight for that at the end. And let's not forget the Hobie Kirk kickoff.
I was going to say
West Virginia.
I was going to say Kirk. Hobie's sitting there. Come bring it. This guy's way below me. And then Kirk's like, I'm going to bust that ass. Watch.
Yeah, and Kirk was smashed that day.
Yeah.
But he could still sprint the last.
Let's not forget that Hobie took a lot of breaks to, get ready for that sprint.
Yeah, so that's my point.
Kirk still killed him.
Kirk was all out smashed and could still summon a kick. It's just a different thing in the sport.
I think that was for like 11th place or something, right?
Yeah. And he got it.
And he did get that 11th place, and he earned it.
Worst ever finish by Hobie.
Kirk gave it that.
He sure gave it to him. But I think BK. Who else? Who else could? Riker,
it's a weird thing
maybe,
to hang your hat on, but I'll put up my OCR kick against anyone.
I think that's fair.
It's just getting to that point is the real big challenge.
You just gotta be there.
I'm not at the end of a Savage race with those 2 guys.
I mean, maybe the way that Savage race played out, throw those receiver gloves on, you'll get through that route, no problem.
Here's the more important question. Can both of them break 60 in a 400, Rich?
Probably. I don't know.
Probably.
Sean for sure.
You don't know.
It's hard. You guys
you did it.
Barely. Sean definitely could.
Okay.
Kempson, I don't know. 400 meters of running is something that he probably has never done.
Correct. He's never run 400 meters in his life. Yeah.
All out sprint.
I bet he has.
I bet Kempson could run 55.
Right now, 54 high.
You guys are absurd. The discount.
55, 56.
Rich, we all ran track. We know what fast is. We're not
But you know who didn't run? You know who didn't run track? Kempson.
I'm aware.
And you know who hasn't been accessing like a minute of high end speed ever? He would be like a freshman in high school if he ran it. He'd run 59.
Rich, I just closed in 63 in a mile, and I haven't done a single thing of high end. And Kempson's in 10 times the fitness I'm in. You can't do one fresh 6 seconds faster than that.
59 and change. No, I'm telling you.
59 and change.
You guys are the only ones who think.
So you went 59.4, right?
59.4.
This is going to be Rich's hill.
He'll die on 400 right now.
What's that?
So you could outlean Kempson in a 400 right now, potentially.
You really think Kempson would be like 4 seconds faster than me in a 400?
I think you would have been 4 seconds faster if you tried hard.
I would beat Kempson in a mile by 15 seconds.
You
easily.
I agree.
So you think Kempson is then faster than me in a 400? I would beat Kempson in every single run distance.
You think
This might be the least informed track take I've ever heard you have.
By Rich.
How could that be? What do you mean? Why?
Well, Rich, you're saying Ryan Kempson barely makes a girls' high school 4x4 team.
Correct, because I barely make it.
That's like saying
I can't believe this.
How could I not win the women's 400 at nationals when I would trash Sydney by 50 seconds in a mile?
Well, Kempson's not a quarter miler. He's not a 400-meter hurler.
But he would have been. He would have been.
But he's not right now.
He's a twitchy dude.
I'm going to text him right now. If I get a response at any point during this interview, I'm letting you know.
He's a distance athlete preparing for 35 to 40-minute races that are slow running. He's probably not touched this energy system probably ever in his life.
You don't have to.
You don't have to because you have that. Kempson
he's got it more than I have it.
But at least you've practiced it. I bet if he ran it for the first time, I'd be 59 and change, 58.
So you think my high school and college practice is still in my legs for a 400?
No, but like you have that. Like, what was the slowest 400 you've ever run? Like the first time you ran a 400, what'd you run it in? When you were like a freshman in high school?
62.
Like, I think you need to practice this.
I was 5 foot, 102 pounds. Kempson runs 56.5 at the slowest.
It's the
discount. It's just not that fast.
With no speed training.
Race brain discount. So we're giving
It's just
them.
Not that fast for a good athlete.
Look, Yancey Culp ran a 57 at 50 years old last year. You're telling me Ryan Kempson wouldn't be able to copy that?
That's what I'm telling you.
So Yancey's the fastest 400 guy.
I thought he did it at 40. He's 50?
50. Yeah, that what makes it even
that's
more
pretty impressive. Yeah,
and he's Kempson going probably go 49 then.
Yeah. Oh, I just sent Kempson a text that says "seen now," so we're gonna get an answer soon.
There's no guarantee of that.
No. I'm getting a response.
He's like, I could run between 55 and 75. That's what it'll give us.
55.
Which I would be. All right. Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, we're waiting for that. Let's.
Here's what I know. There is a track at Palmerton. There's a gravel track there. We did our testing on it for the Spartan Combine in like 2016. That's where we ran our 40s. It was a cinder track. On a cinder track.
What a
after
stupid
the 3K.
event for the Combine also.
Look, I was just talking with Jared Newby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jared was like a 150 guy.
Yeah.
And he's just under 60 seconds right now.
Has he tried hard?
150 shape right now? No.
Is Kempson? Why? How could you be like?
Was Jared wearing a 40-pound backpack?
Jared is like a
Here's the
way
difference.
better track athlete than what Kempson.
Jared's like 200 pounds. Kempson's like 150.
You guys just want OCR athletes to be fast, and I'm telling you, they're just not. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you guys.
If that track's accessible, Kempson and I will run a 400 after the 3K this weekend.
Good. That'd be awesome. Bring your spikes. Bring some spikes just in case. This could be a good cross-country course, this Palmer.
We also did a 1.5 mile time trial at that combine.
Like that's like the military, right? Or in the police academy.
I forgot about that.
All right, moving on.
Kempson said he has no time reference for what those times mean.
Told you. Because he's never done it. Fast. He would be fast. I don't think he would be 65.
So here's our evidence.
55.
He can run 5:20 pace all day, compromised on crappy terrain. He can sprint with a 1:47 4:01 guy
at the end of a race of 50 meters.
Yeah, so he's got the top end and he's got the endurance, and he can't run 56 and a quarter.
Dude, if he like a 400 is not the same as either of those things.
No, it's not. We should move on.
Move on.
Bracken, we'll end this real quick, but you're going to be there. Ask people at Palmerton what they think. You're going to run into some other track people. Maybe it's just you and me, or just ridiculous.
I'm telling
Rich
you,
is right.
Race brain discount.
Okay, yeah.
So we had Sean Roberts winning the race. Ryan Kempson was second. We had Noah Busher, who's only 18.
Had him on my names to watch list a couple weeks ago.
There we go. Because you were just naming off all the young kids that participate.
No,
every young
11th,
person.
He got 11th place at OCR Worlds last year. His time was faster than Lindsay's and Jesse Bruce's at Stratton Mountain. So you can already run mountains at 17, 18 years old. And he's a really high level ninja.
Yeah.
So That's a good
stats.
combo. Yeah.
That is something that we might be able to see these younger kids coming up, because ninja stuff has now been around. How long has Ninja Warrior been? Has it been a decade?
They're in like season 15 or something right now. So
yeah.
the kids have grown up with it,
Right.
basically.
And now there's like ninja gyms around.
Yeah.
So
The-
give them a little bit of an aerobic base. And
Yeah.
they're going to be good at things like OCR and OCR World Championships and Savage.
Yeah, there are a lot of young kids who are way better. You remember when we were doing Gov games, going in there and going to Ninja Intensity and just seeing some of these little kids, like,
oh, they're amazing.
They're so good.
Way better
but
than us.
The thing that stood out about Noah was that he was able to do a course, a 15K with 4,000 feet of elevation. And, Lindsay and Jesse are not failing obstacles. So the fact that he had faster times than them told me this guy's got some real potential.
He wasn't in third the whole time.
I'm aware.
He was probably closer to what, 6th or 7th, I think.
But still 2.5, 3 minutes behind Kempson and Sean Roberts in a pretty quick course. 18 years old.
Sub 60 guy?
No,
we're not going there.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Then, so Ryland was in third for the majority of the race, got stuck on that final rig, finished 15th overall.
I'm going to have to interrupt real quick. Sean Roberts texted me. I asked him what he thinks Kempson could run. He said today, 54. 1 month of training, 50 to 51. Middle school girls run 59. Don't disrespect that man. So.
You guys are crazy.
Okay, I think 50 to 51 with a month of training is
wrong.
As outrageous as Rich thinks breaking 60 is.
I think he could break 60. I just don't think he could run 55.
Right. I think I think he's a sub 50 guy had he grown up running track. I think he would have been a 400, 800 guy.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. We'll drop it. I just had Sean had a great response there, so I had to include
it. He's way too deep into it too. He gives you guys get the discount because he's so talented that he's
you're the only non-discount person out there.
I'm realistic.
What about discounts for High Rocks times?
Oh, in Spain?
Yeah.
What could he run in a 400 in Barcelona?
Oh, dude, I don't know. What's did he run? 48 mid? Yeah, so at least that. So Ryland came up, got stuck on that rig. That rig looked pretty nasty. I mean, this was classic Savage, like on both ends on men's and women's race. Like we had the best athletes out front, and the finish didn't really show that. There was two pretty nasty rigs.
That rig at the end, you usually, if you're good enough on rigs, you can kind of skip one of the vertical implements. You couldn't. You had that 2x4 and a pole, so you had to grab one of them instead of just hopefully getting by that. And that was just the detriment to a lot of athletes towards the end.
Yeah, it looked like that 2x4 to the pole was just not doable. So you had to hang on the 2x4, swing yourself to the ring.
Yep.
We saw Chris get stuck and then ended up getting through it after one attempt.
Yeah.
And
I didn't see what happened with Alex. Maybe I missed it on the coverage. Did you?
There was a rig over water that had that.
Was that the one with the nunchuck?
Had a nunchuck and like a 2-foot rope or however long that is. The women were having a real problem with that. Chris got through that on the first time. I think she came into it in 4th. And Jamie Hornopoulos was struggling with it. Alex might not have gotten through it because she ended up with a DNF. And then Casey Monroe came into that in 3rd and finished 13th. So like Chris legitimately could have jogged this race, and it just ends up being my issue with Savage all the time. It's like, okay, she can just get through these obstacles and she could run at marathon pace slower probably and just caught up and just
frog days
get through it.
Yeah. Mandatory obstacle completion for everyone who likes it. There is a drawback. I definitely think that there are a lot of benefits of having it, but then it does dilute the results a lot. Like Ryland finishing 15th. Outside of the top 10 what did he get there? He was on the final obstacle with Sean and Ryan after, they had done a repeat, but he was hanging with them within 10 seconds or so of them most of the race. And then he finishes 13th. That's not representative.
And that's a fast course.
Yeah.
What were their times? Were they 30 something, 37?
38, 37 and a half, something like that. Yeah. Very quick.
When that course is dry, it's as fast as anything you'll find in the OCR world. So for Ryland to have the wheels to do that, he just keeps defying what we think of him as a runner.
Yeah. He was hanging around for sure.
Yep. And then you have 100 miler Chris Orglowski proving it again.
just cruising along. Not worried about it at all, because she wasn't even aggressive. She was just kind of like, I'm just gonna coast along here.
Yeah.
And still win. So it was Chris Rogloski taking the W, Jamie Hornopoulos second, then Rachel Waters came in third. Like I said, Casey fell back quite a bit. Alex got a DNF, and I thought there was one or two other women that were also got hung up. I tried to look at what the series is looking like now. It's safe to say that Chris is winning.
Chris is winning.
And I don't know on the men's. I'm sure, because it wasn't updated. It was 2 races behind on the website, and I wasn't about to go back and figure. But Sean won
has
twice.
2 wins.
Kempson has 3.
Kempson has 2, because he lost to Sean once, and then again here.
South Carolina one or Gainesville.
Was this the 5th race though?
Yeah, believe so.
So when Kempson, Sean didn't run in Ohio.
Ohio didn't have no.
Kempson might have 3.
I think Kempson has 3, and Sean has 2 now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Sean has a 3rd. Does he?
No.
Okay, so it's those 2, and then like Joe Cotto's in that mix, who wasn't there unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a good one for him if he could have done something.
He's emerged this year.
Yeah, you would imagine his obstacle efficiency is really good. So getting through that last one, I think he could have done it, but I don't know. That it seemed to be a real problem.
Alex has taken it on the chin this year. She is running like 99% of winning or second place races, and then having a really, really hard time with one thing. And her results are not indicative of how she's racing.
Sounds like
I feel really bad for her.
She seems fit.
Yeah. She's not getting the results, but she's doing it all right until that just one rig that's getting her.
She'll be one to watch for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think she'll do really well in this.
Yep.
So let's move on. Let's talk about the USA OCR team real quick. Did you guys see?
I don't want to brush past Jamie. I think she has taken a step up. I always saw her as one of the chase crew, but she is clearly the best of everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she is so consistent.
Rich, you kind of mentioned you could just jog marathon pace and complete. I always, before they had, better coverage and stuff, I always thought that she was just, getting it done and just completing stuff and just moving along and without having to stop, but she's running with them. So good for her.
I think she was in front of Casey.
Yeah.
Going into that rig over water.
Before she got stuck, right? Or before Casey got stuck. So
they were together.
Yeah.
She was in front of Chris.
With someone who has top 5 National Series Spartan finishes in the past.
Has a track background, really good runner. That Casey,
Casey was like 7th or 8th at World Championships last year in Abu Dhabi for Spartan. So like,
you're right.
Jamie she's running and holding her own. My perception of her has changed this year now that more of the races have been on video. So she's crushing it.
We'd love to see her in Mammoth, even though that's a completely different scenario for a course than what we've seen in all of Savage. So those results might not translate. Where does she live? Not in the mountain, not in altitude.
I don't know.
Not at altitude, that's for sure. But yeah, like mountain altitude, that's going to be pretty crazy. So, Bracken, thank you for making that point.
Welcome.
Did you guys see the USA OCR team announced?
Oh,
so this is what we're going to see in Belgium in October, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was an application process that took consideration into your previous year's results and this year's results up until this point. And it put a heavier emphasis on Savage and Spartan 3K than it did anything else, I believe, is how they
do I need to check my spam folder?
You didn't get invited. You're asking too many questions, dude. Yeah. You're like, this guy we don't need this.
At least it wasn't my performance. It kept me off the team.
That's true. It's just that mouth. But did you apply? Well, you don't have a race result in like a decade.
No.
Yeah.
No. So, I'm not good.
You could make this squad. The 15K team is Rylan Shadag, Ryan Kempson, Ian Hosick, and Chris Marone. For the women, it's Annie Doobie, Nicole Miracle, Miranda Kilpinski, and Rose Wetzel. For 3K, it's Kempson, Rylan, Sean Roberts, and it's just 2 women on the 3K team, Nicole and Rose.
Hosick chose himself? Is that how this happened?
The formula somehow leans toward Ian's favor, but he has been chasing this.
The winner is, oh my goodness.
It's
I
me
wasn't
again.
prepared for this.
But he's been prioritizing Savage Race for a reason this year, and he also had a DNF this past weekend. So,
USA.
And I don't have the names for the age group athletes. They also were announced as well. Make sure you're following.
There were some
USA
good
OCR.
ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I think John Howard, he's one of them.
Sam Osborne.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Cameron Tucker, younger athlete, Ian Tucker as well. Yeah, you've got some pretty solid, not just age groupers. They're elite, dropping down into age group for the most part.
They could bust some skulls.
We don't have a full squad for female 3K.
I don't know what the deal is. I'm just going off what they posted on social. It's
weird because there were 4 guys in the 15K and 2 women in the 3K. So it seems a little imbalanced there. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe Ian's a player coach.
That could be the case.
Bill Russell, Pete Rose style.
Yeah, he's just like Bill Russell.
But on the women's, I guess we need clarification, but strange that we don't have a full field of 3K women.
Because I don't know if they had to accept.
Yeah, this could have been, they nominated more and then only those people said yes, they're willing to travel. I don't know
But why wouldn't you put Miranda on it or Annie?
High rocks, no roll down.
No roll down. They took the best part of High Rocks and put it into their system as well. But yeah, you would think, like, why wouldn't you put in like Miranda or Andy if they've accepted and are going? I don't know if that's the case. If they've accepted, if that's the way that they've released these teams, maybe we can get some clarity on that. I did zero research, Jack. None.
Same boat as you.
I just learned about it, but I also just learned that our 3K team for the men is nasty.
3K team is nasty.
Yeah.
Kimson and Sean on the same team, and Rylan. What do you? It's about like 2 of these athletes that we just saw in a pretty nasty obstacle race didn't fare very well in the obstacles. I understand it was raining. I don't think the weather's great in Belgium. It might be wet there as well. But I don't know. You want to see him complete the obstacles. That's all.
I mean, it's going to be hard to choose someone over Rylan, though.
Oh, no doubt. Especially because he has that 3K win in Big Bear. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these 3 were basically within 30 seconds of each other on a fast, reasonably difficult obstacle course. I know it didn't end the way that Rylan wanted, but they're 3 of the best when it comes to 3K distance in the U.S.
And they get to go represent the country, which is pretty cool. I don't think there's any kind of payout for this event, and I don't know if there's any backing from USA's OCR yet. I don't think it's funded. So
just need some millionaire listener to not know what to do with their money and help everyone out.
Yeah. So if you are that person, reach out to Ian Hosick.
Yeah.
I'm sure Joe DeSanto will comp everyone's tickets.
Joe's like, wait, there's other events other than Spartan? I didn't even know.
Well, speaking of events and that are Spartan, we've got a heck of a weekend coming up, or a heck of a Friday race coming up.
Dude, that transition was fire.
Horrible.
That was not bad. So let's get into it.
No, it's pretty bad.
Let's start talking about the draft. This is the 3rd stop in the Elite North American Series 3K. It's gonna be on Friday. We're in Palmerton. That's my stomping grounds, man. Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. That's me.
You will not be stomping there, though.
I'm not going. No chance. I thought about it for a minute, then I'm like, I actually just would rather stay home.
Like if Riker's not going, you're not going.
Yeah, if I can't bust Riker's ass, then I don't need to bust anyone's ass.
All right, we need like a sound effect every time we mention Riker because it's mandatory every episode. So
no doubt.
Yep.
No doubt.
Bracken will be there though. I'll be helping with the commentary. So
Kay's going. Jack will be there as well. Magida on the other end for you.
Yep. That's the duo behind the mic.
That's the team. I was busy.
Yep.
Could not make it.
You had to say no again.
I had to turn it down.
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't know them. They go to a different school.
BK, give us a rundown of this course. I know you've been studying. You've been looking at it. Let's hear.
So the whole thing takes place by the bucket carry of Palmerton past. So if you think back to all those national series races, the NBC races, it's the bunny hill. They have like 3 bunny hills, 3 sections of it, and that's the whole course. You're going up, you get an inverted wall, a flattish double carry, and then you just run over and then down, up, back down to the finish, and you hit there's only 9 obstacles as of right now. So it's not the most obstacle dense. It's just a lot of uphill and downhill running. But you get a rig, you get a monkey bar, you get a barbed wire crawl. Most importantly, you get a laser pistol, get a rope climb.
Okay.
And it finishes downhill, which means the work comes uphill. That last uphill is going to be brutal. Downhill is just downhill. It's an interesting end.
It's going to be pretty scary to kind of sprint through that thing. Try to get yourself stopped. Is it going to be that barbed wire that's down and up?
We don't know what they're going to do. It looks like it's just up.
Yep. Okay, just up. And that's over grass. So that's not terrible. You said
they have an option for gravel there, but I think it's grass.
That usually looks grass. Yeah.
They've had uphill there before, and it gets very, not gravel, but rocky. There's a rock strewn section and there's a grass section. I think this is the grass section, but I don't know.
You say Hercoist?
No, Hercoist.
No. The order, as Bracken kind of mentioned, start, go uphill, Irish tables, double sandbag, Z-walls, rope climb, monkey bars, barbed wire, multi-rig, laser pistols, inverted wall, downhill, sprint finish.
I like this. I like the obstacle options that we have. Z-wall is a separator. Monkey bars, maybe not as much, but it can slow some people down.
Barbed wire absolutely is.
Barbed wire for sure. Multi-rig, it could be techie. You know,
they said that they're going to make it more difficult than the standard Spartan rig. We don't know what that means. It might just mean a beast rig. They might go crazy with it.
Like how
they're talking thunderstorms.
Yep.
I didn't see thunderstorms. Let me see.
Where'd you check? I mean, you're the local.
I was just
you got boots on the ground.
I was just tapped in. I just have the feeling. It's just like embedded in me. And I know when it's going to storm, and it didn't feel like it was going to storm.
You just look at the clouds. You just know it's going to happen.
I'm like, I don't think it's going to happen today. Maybe. So, but making it wet, I mean, either way, it's going to be muggy, right?
It's going to be muggy. But if it rains, that's going to make it very interesting for descending at pace. And then for doing high heart rate, monkey bar and rig, especially in the final.
Okay, I was looking at the wrong day. So I keep thinking it's Saturday. It's a Friday race.
Yes, it is.
RC Elites?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, descending in grass and those, I'm just not.
I
going to do that.
Going to bring out like the Evo Jaws or something? Those things?
I'm going to bring the Evo Jaws, and I'm going to bring the S-Lab Pulsar Soft Ground. Okay. I really like those. Like those.
What track spikes for the 400?
I mean, if it's life on the line, Geo Snipers. But realistically, I should probably throw the Evo Jaws on for that too.
that also counts as spikes.
No, I mean that would be RC Elite for me.
Okay, yeah. Get a little plate in there, a little plate.
That's what I wore for the mile.
Oh, you did go RC Elite? I thought you went.
Yeah, I needed
Takumi-san.
I needed more cushion.
Yeah, I agree. A little more bounce. All right. So this leads us well into our draft. So I'm going to run through the rules really quick. We draft in snake style. We're going to do 5 men and women this time, right? We're going to full roster.
Well, way more than full roster this time. Yep.
Which
is another thing worth mentioning. We almost have the full 45 that I've talked to. There might be more who are signing up, but we're over 40 men confirmed athletes and almost 25 women at the moment, which big increase compared to the past.
Because I believe there's 11 men in the field with national or world podiums or wins. You can't have a 9-person final. We need at least 12 or 13. 15 is necessary. 15 is still going to leave good people out.
How is it with 45? Is it going to be a 15-person final? How is it going to work?
If it's 40, it'll be 27-14 for the next 2 rounds.
Okay, so we could have a 14 if everybody should.
Yeah, assuming they should.
Do they base it on starters or base it on
starters?
Registered starters. Okay.
Starters. Checked in as of 3 p.m. or whatever.
Maybe I'll send like my brother up there and get him in the elite with my name or something like that.
Just in the finals.
To get a little bit more numbers in there.
That's right. It takes a village.
Look, That is my village. I'll make some calls.
There are going to be some good people who don't make the finals, regardless. So,
Okay.
But anyway, Rich, for the listeners who aren't aware of the style,
5 men, 5 women, 1 wild card. We're allowed 1 keeper outside the top 2 picks. Keepers cannot be wild card or a waiver pickup. We're doing cross country scoring to some of our top 7 finishers, men and women combined. Lowest score wins. We're going to do dual meet style, so head to head scoring. So each week we come out with 2 outcomes. Right now, I think we're all tied 2-2, right?
what? No, I'm leading.
No,
I'm 3-1.
Would
I
you
went
want
1-1 and then 2-0.
Oh, I thought Bracken won last.
No. You're disrespecting Ryan Kempson's running ability. You're disrespecting my performances in the draft so far this year. This is insulting.
You guys are just overinflating everything. Your performance is way overinflated.
Yeah, I'll give you a discount on your number of wins because it's definitely not 2.
I think it is 2. I think I won the first round. I won the first week. So
Okay,
BK, are you BK? You're 1-3.
Bracken's in last.
That doesn't sound right.
You don't know. I could tell you anything.
Right here. Jack 3-1, Rich 2-2, Bracken 1-3.
All right. Shout out to Ian
On the
Floyd
race
with our keeping our shit together on Instagram.
I think once Kirk departed, that was the end of Bracken.
What happened the next week? Got myself a W.
You were 1-1.
1-1.
That's not bad. That's better than 0-2.
Yeah.
I've got him in my ear here. He's
Very
plugged in.
mediocre. Oh yeah.
I'm glad he's there.
We're gonna 15 seconds before the pick's in. You have to go silent, just like the NFL.
That's fine. We'll go hand signals. I also have a video call in front of me.
Gotcha.
All right, let's do some keepers. Jackie got us. Hold on. Let me allow before you start to be like, ugh, I can't share.
No. I'm waiting.
There you go. You're ready.
All right. Share screen.
Did it work?
Yeah, I have a couple other things open, so I just need to make sure.
We don't want to see your work stuff or whatever.
Nope, I don't want to either.
Whatever stuff you're into.
All right, so here's the list of athletes who are showing up. Do you want to do keepers first, or we do that before the wheel of names? So
we got to do keepers first.
Yep. So I left last week. I'm just gonna erase them after. But yeah, here were last race's picks for Big Bear. So Rich, you want to go first?
Yeesh, there's no kidding. I got last.
Yeah, here I'll filter it out just so if someone's at the end, you'll be able to see them. Damn, my mic is on the.
How'd you get Defoe with the 21st pick?
He was a keeper from. He was a keeper.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, so I can't get him now.
That's right, you can't.
That means okay.
Cheater.
Good.
All right, Rich, you can choose anyone in this section.
That's
Veerman was my keeper.
Yeah, you don't have to do a keeper if you don't want, because several of yours are not even going to be here. And if you do Julie Best, she has to be your number 1 overall.
I'm gonna go ahead and not have a keeper here.
Okay.
No disrespect to Julie Best. I think that I will draft her later.
All right.
First overall, that's not it. That's not the one.
Ciro Perez is still there.
Ciro, I will wait and see on him as well.
I'm gonna go. Oh, Allie Tippett's in round 6. Yep, got second place last time.
Look at that disrespect to Balin Bean again. What's your problem?
Hey, I might get him in an earlier round to show more respect. How about that?
How fast could Balin Bean run a quarter in? 52?
Easily.
I think he'd be 59 high. I think he's a grinder.
Yeah.
Maybe 60.
59 high is fast.
I'll give you a chip for your shoulder, Balin.
All right, Bracken, here's your team. If you pick Tyler, he has to be your number 1 overall.
Nice. You don't have too many options either.
I almost want to keep Jack just to spite you.
I'm not even racing.
Just to make
you can't have you. And then I'm gonna skip you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let it fly.
Let's go.
No waivers?
No waivers.
All right. Rich, I'm gonna hand over command to you so that you can do the wheel of names.
Hold on.
The most important thing we do.
Let's get to the wheel names.
The best thing we do.
This is like it always delivers, man. I can't tell you. And we're not going to do who's not coming, who is coming. We're just going to do it as the draft is going because there are lots of people that are going to be new. It's going to be stacked. It's going to be surprising. People are going to love it. All right, let's break it out here. Yeah.
We should have power rankings to help with our drafting.
Got the hybrid power rankings.
Yep.
Oh, you get a little glimpse behind the curtain here.
Yeah, see it? Wait, at the top. How's it look?
It's pretty good.
We're looking okay?
Yeah, hide that bad boy.
Where's my full screen at? There it is. Bang! Ready?
Do it.
So you can't. I didn't share the audio, so we can't hear how good this is. This is not great.
Oh, come on.
This is not great.
Yeah, there we go. Lock me into that number 2 pick.
Taking 2? Okay.
Number 2.
All right, here we go, BK.
Illusion.
Oh, man.
Bang! All right, let me take a look here. We stopped sharing. I do not know. Wait, where'd my thing go? So I don't really know. Hold on.
You want to see the roster?
I've
got it pulled up on the share screen.
Yeah, I got my. Hold on. This is killing. I don't. All right, here we go. Here. You're going second?
Yep.
Give me third.
Third.
BK? Numero uno?
I'll take first.
I think that's a good call. All right, now I got my screen situated. Now we're ready. This is. What are you gonna do, BK? Bet on yourself.
Go bet on me.
Go on.
Number 1.
This is actually a really difficult choice for me.
This truly is.
Okay, I'm torn between 2 people and they're women.
Okay.
I don't even think I should bother trying to pick a guy. I'm gonna do it. Chris Rogloski.
Wow.
See, I was thinking the default would be just go to Lindsay, and I was gonna nab her.
Yeah. It was going to be, but she
deserves it at this point.
If only so that when she fails, I can just trash her again.
At the finish line. You're gonna be there. You can settle your business at the race.
I'm gonna be in her ear as she's getting dropped.
Get up in that grill. Be like,
yeah,
I knew it.
I'm gonna be nowhere to be found after that race. I'm gonna be hiding in my car.
How what do you think this is gonna feel like? You think it's gonna feel like, are you gonna be as dead as you were after that mile that you won? You spanked everybody?
No, you can't get to that place.
You haven't run one of these.
It's a different place. I'm not saying it can't get bad, but it's a different place. I'm going to be full body smoked. That was just like pure stomach, lungs smoked. Like my arms are going to be dead. I'm going to be gasping, obviously. It's just going to be a different type of dead. And you're right. I haven't run one of these. I fully expect it to be terrible.
Nah, shit looks easy.
This weather's not going to help. The mugginess.
It's going to be fine. Gonna make some calls.
All right. Well, I think based on what we've seen this year, Chris Rogloski has been the best female OCR racer we have seen this year, because we haven't seen Lindsay. She's raced the 3K. She's won the 3K. She just won Savage race. Travels well. Like, not going to be rusty. I would have considered taking Chris number 1 as well.
Do you think, because she was not really in that race until she had to be for Savage, and it was like kind of late, do you think that there's a little bit of pop lacking in those legs? She's out there running a bazillion miles in the mountains. It's that time of year for her. The running might not necessarily be fast on this, but it's still gonna be like 10 minutes. You know, we saw her do double carry very well. Obstacles never her issue, but that pop
I'm with you. I think that the time spent using that pop versus time potentially lost if you screw up in the final on the carry or the rig or anything that Lindsay hasn't been doing, I think the obstacles will balance out any running deficiency she has, and she won't need pop downhill. She's just real flowy with that.
That's true.
So my take was that she's safer because she's not out of practice at any of these things. Lindsay's coming in with crazy running ability right now, but does she have access to all of it on course right here? I don't know.
It's
You're
not a bad
splitting
hit.
hairs.
Exactly. Like that's just like something when I would consider this like, but we haven't seen Lindsay. I mean, she's done well in mountain stuff, but those races are also
Lindsay
hours.
also. Yeah.
Worst case
Lindsay,
scenario is that Chris is dull. Worst case scenario with Lindsay is that she might fail the rig on lap 2 or 3 if it's pouring. And so I'm going to just hedge my bets by taking the one that might take second or third, but won't go worse than that.
Yeah. Let's not forget a couple years ago, 2021, Lindsay made her debut and she DNF'd at a Savage race in Ohio. So she has been known to be rusty early on.
Yeah.
Her obstacle game is never the best. I mean, it's like,
it's fine.
If anybody, if she's not the best on the course, she's like second or third.
Yeah.
But it's never, that's not the reason why she's so dominant.
That being said, I'd be an idiot not to pick her. So I'm just locking her in at number 2.
Locked in. Okay.
She just won't have time to get away.
Yeah.
Like if she makes a mistake somewhere, she doesn't have time to get away on a 15-minute climb. But now you got Lindsay and Allie. Your female side looks good.
I'm not mad.
Oh, man. Oh, crap. I was hoping you wouldn't take her.
Yeah. No, I was going to leave her on the board.
Well, you already have a female.
Is this the first time Lindsay has not been number 1 in a race that she has shown up to?
Emma. I think Emma was number 1 once or twice, right?
I think probably Bracken took Lindsay, but it also was like, but I could also take Emma. It was probably one of those hedge situations where it's like, there's no disrespect. But
I live on the top of the hedge.
Yeah. Makes sense.
A fence just sitting right on it.
Mm-hmm.
This is tough. This is like the old days of drafting.
This isn't great.
I think it's fantastic.
I'm going to take Atkins.
Okay.
I usually take Atkins, and when I do, he gets like 6th. So let's count on that.
I like your strategy.
Perfect.
At least I got 6 locked up. He's done Spartan Cross and was basically untouched during it. Right?
Atkins?
Yeah.
Yeah. Untouched.
Atkins has won at Palmerton before. So he's good in humidity. He's actually run this course. Not that it's the same type of course and stuff, but I think it's going to be pretty easy travel from East Coast for him. At least he won't have to drive all the way or fly across the country this time. I imagine he's just going to drive down there. And the fact that he's showing up is a good sign as well.
The fact that he's showing up is a great sign. He's beaten Hunter in this format. He's beaten VJ in this format, even though that was in the middle of like a 2.5 day marathon of events, right? But we've seen him win sprints, double sandbag. Who's better? BK's better, but other than BK,
I'm not claiming that.
I'm gassing you up, dude.
You can gas me up.
I'm gonna gas you up.
I can't bring it with me on course.
Yeah, so I'm talking myself into it. Now he's going to do better than 6. He's going to do better than 6.
Yeah, I totally agree. I have him the number 1 rated guy in my list.
And you're in first place right now, so it must mean something.
Means a lot. Yeah, it means a lot.
But we got last year. We got to eat that pizza. Now,
this is legitimately difficult.
Yeah.
Handicapping this for Vegas would not be easy. Who are you picking against? You gonna say that Shadeg's gonna take 4th, or that Kempson's gonna take 4th, or that Veerman's gonna get run off this course, or that Defoe isn't who he's shown us to be, like who's gonna take fifth?
And they're it's I would literally recuse myself if they asked me to handicap this and be like, no, I'm gonna lose whoever it is money. This isn't gonna happen.
There's an athlete that I want that it might
Do
be
it.
a stretch, but I don't think they're going to come back to me. I want Lauren Weeks.
Yeah. I like when you shake things up, Rich.
We're shaking it up.
This is OCR, not Hierarchs, you know.
You see her just bust everyone's ass out of Utah.
Yeah, the only thing that scares me about Lauren is that she did 4.5 hours of mountain racing, and this is on
That's just
5 days later.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
you're worried about Lauren Weeks and volume.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. All right, Rich, go ahead and justify it. Sorry for cutting you off.
I think she's like the best athlete in this field, like which I'm sure Lindsay and Chris could take exception to. The time domain is really strong for her. Double sandbag. We haven't seen her do carries, but I'm sure that she's going to work well under load. She's been preparing for these like Go Ruck games and things like that, and she's just a competitor, right? Like she's not afraid. She's beaten Lindsay in Spartan games.
Mm-hmm.
She's beaten everyone in the world in hybrid events. If she's coming out here, she's not afraid to get out and hurt. So like she's used to that. If she's coming here, she's not coming to get fifth. Okay.
Yep.
So I was like, so she could. I think she could win, but she could also get fifth. Rolling that dice.
We've talked about her compromise running and
Miss
how
Maud.
great it is. Yep, Maud, absolutely. And this race, once you make it to the finals, is just a sufferfest. Who can hang on? She doesn't break down. We've seen her have a 5K split 5 seconds slower than Nicole Miracle, who's arguably the fastest female in the sport, and she did that during a Deca Fit. Lauren is a fantastic runner, and she's not going to break down. And as you mentioned, you're just going to keep getting beat and beat during this course. She could easily end up on the podium.
Her running is better and better. Like when we've seen her in OCR, her running is taking like leaps, right? She's still kind of in that newbie gains phase of running, and she's not much slower than any of these athletes now.
Yeah.
Like I think she'd beat Chris in a 5K.
Probably. Yeah. She could be
That'd be an interesting race.
Yeah.
I think she'd beat her. Coming down from altitude. I'm talking myself.
Both of them are altitude.
Yeah. I've
Jack, you go ahead and make my life easier for me.
I'm just going to take Ida.
You have to.
I'm taking Ida.
Yeah.
If it rains.
This is a 3K and this is Ida. Yeah, and exactly. If something
you don't have any
wrong,
dudes.
So what? I'll get them later.
There are a lot of dudes.
Yeah, there are a lot of dudes. But Ida, right. If you say if you mention the distance 3K, who's the first person that comes to your mind on the women's side? Probably Ida. Like regardless of if Lindsay's in the race or Chris, you kind of associate short courses with Ida. She did a race and performed. She got on the podium at Big Bear with the double sandbag. She's in the US, won't be as jet lagged coming over as she was last time.
Has she prepared for pistols? Pew, 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 pew.
I don't know. No comment on that.
That was the one thing that did kind of hold her up.
It did. Yeah. But like Allie Tippett, who I locked up as a keeper later on, she was basically being held off by Ida until that last sandbag. So 23 minutes into a 3K final, Ida was in second place. So
with no rig.
Yep.
And no rain. If it rains, Ida and Chris are the only bulletproof obstaclers.
It's true.
There are many other who are very good, but the only two that I think you would bet your life that they're not going to fail things in the rain.
I agree.
I was hoping to get her, but
hope didn't turn out.
I don't know how she's still on the board. According to this, she's the 5th best female.
Right.
That's outrageous.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she got 3rd in the last race, and you're adding 2 world-class athletes to this field.
Like you remove altitude, add a rig, and potentially add rain.
Yeah.
That we have to remember that was her traveling an extra 4 hours that she won't have to this time and at altitude.
Well, she's coming from the West Coast, right?
Yeah, she's California currently.
Right, but she came over for that one.
Yes. No, but she was already in San Francisco, but like that week.
That was an easy trip for her.
Yeah.
Oh, light work.
And altitude. So
Yeah, altitude.
I think that pick is beyond reproach, Jack, and I wish I could take her.
Yeah, I was not getting Ida in round 3. But bottom line, there's one woman in the field who was beating Lindsay Webster in a race, and it happened to be in a 3K, and she was still on the board. I can't not pick Ida.
Would you have taken Lauren there if I would have taken Ida?
I probably would have swapped the two of them, but Lauren was
right. If I would have taken Ida, you would have taken.
Okay. Even though it might look like a stretch, because she there are a lot of other guys on the board that haven't been picked. Lauren being the third woman pick isn't too big of a stretch, to be honest.
I just want to root for her.
Yeah.
That's it. Hybrid. Who else in here is in hybrid? I'm going to take him.
I'm about to take.
Who?
Well, actually, no, I'm going to take a different order.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking keepers.
Keepers, strategy.
I would like, in this order, Ryan Kempson and Rylan Shadig.
Murderer's Row.
Nice.
I was not going to take Lauren either way. So it might have got back to you, Rich.
No, Jack just said he was going to take it, and he would have.
You never know with that guy. He might have picked
wild card. Maybe I
don't know. Jack, some foreigner.
Wild card's not a descriptor I would use for you, buddy.
I know. I'm quoting Ryan Woods when he said that.
He is a little bit drawn to consonants. If there's a name out there with a lot of consonants, sometimes he just might pick it.
That could be the thing. If there was an international,
if you got a bunch of Z's, yeah.
Ooh.
All right. I mean, I haven't seen Kempson in this format. No reason why he won't be awesome. He was, and we've seen Rylan. He's one of the 2 winners that's happened here. Rylan seems like I think he's nursing something.
Yeah, I think that's just permanently in his bio.
Right. But double sandbag should be good for him.
Like, who's going to run uphill or downhill better than these 2? Maybe Ryan Atkins.
Yeah. Veerman.
Who's going to obstacle better? Maybe Ryan Atkins.
Yep. Agreed.
So I'm glad they're both there.
Nice job.
I think they have individually a better chance of winning than Ryan Atkins does, simply out of rust. Now, Ryan will continually prove this wrong, that he can just come out and win these races, but sometimes you just got to go with the hot hand.
Atkins, I mean, obviously is an incredible competitor. Do you think he is one that puts chips on his own shoulder like this? Like this 3K, he's like, this 3K series, I'm going to murder. Are you kidding me? These people think they can beat me?
For sure.
So I think that's what he did when he won that Jacksonville race. Like, okay, a sprint, watch.
Yeah.
Watch.
Agreed. Bracken, I thought you were going to take yourself there. But
if I'm being totally honest, and it's tough to rank yourself objectively, I have myself as the 10th or 11th best person here.
Noted.
So that would be a massive stretch. I think prime me is a little different than this, but it doesn't matter. I think I'm double digits in ranking on this.
Bracken, where do you think I had you on my list?
I would guess 12.
10. So
10.
Yeah, I'm right around the 2.
There you go.
Yeah, so I think that's as objective as I can possibly be with myself.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're not going to kill people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch it, Chris.
There's one battle that's going to go down. That's all we care about.
Yep. All right. My pick?
Yep.
I'm just locking up women. Figuratively.
Okay.
Yep. In terms of our roster. Alex
it's
Walker.
in his bio as well.
Yeah, no, it's not. Alex Walker, I know that she just had trouble on a rig in wetter conditions at Savage Race. But if you saw her running, I think she's the fittest athlete left on the board on the women's side. And if I can potentially have 4 of the top 5 female finishers, that's not going to hurt my score. So had to pick her. She had 2 national series podiums as well last year on the Spartan side. She has a 5th place at a world championship in tough conditions. Obviously cold versus muggy is different, but she doesn't get affected by bad weather. She lives in Texas and has been doing
muggy
a bunch of workouts.
Not going to affect her.
No.
Not going to affect her. So I think that she's probably the safest woman to pick at this point who is left on the roster?
I think she's going to do great. It seems like her fitness is in a really good spot. Coming from Savage into these obstacles is going to be a joke for her. I think it's a great pick.
Mhm.
She can't score for your guys' team, though.
I'm aware.
Yeah. Unfortunately. I'm up.
Back to back.
Me.
Got some good picks.
I'm the one who's up. Give me Yanka here. Yanka Popova. We've seen her on the podium in both races.
No,
not last time.
She was fourth.
She got fourth. Yeah.
The double sandbag was a problem for her, but now she's had this much time to prepare, and they basically
nerfed it.
Well, yeah. What is it? Just what is it going to be?
They made it 30% lighter, basically.
Yeah, they're putting feathers in that sandbag. It's a pillow carry.
I'm going to bring my own.
Your own sandbag or pillows?
I'm bringing my own sandbag.
BYOP?
Yep.
Good pick. And the fact that she's coming over again, I think it's cool that she's sticking with the whole series, or at least all of them so far. So
I'm going to go Veerman here.
Yeah.
It's definitely a toss-up. There's still a lot of good gentlemen left, but Veerman came away second last time, beating Manuel Defoe. He's really getting a grip for what this race demands, and he's going after it. So he's going to be competitive. He's had a crack at that sandbag, so the pillowcases are going to be easy for him this time. And mountains coming down from altitude. I think he'll enjoy it. I think this is going to be a good course for him. Yeah,
I agree. I can't argue with either of those picks. Both have podiumed in a 3K before. Not too many people can say that.
Mm-hmm. He's one of the people that could win, and I don't think you can overrate that.
I mean, yeah,
he may not, but he could. If he wins, no one's shocked.
For sure. It's a lighter sandbag. He's had a chance to we know what's coming, and that was really the thing that gave him trouble last time, and he still ended up getting second behind Rylan, where Rylan was just a better carrier that day, for sure.
The two picks above him, Alex and Yanka, are both going to do really well, but I think we'd all be shocked if they pulled off a win.
They can't likely win,
Yeah, Tyler still can.
Yeah.
And he's one of the last people on the board who still could pull out a win.
Mm-hmm. In round 4, which is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm really tempted to just lock up all women and just throw a flyer at all the guys. Probably do that next pick. But I think after what we've seen so far, leaving Manuel Defoe on the board at this point would just be foolish. He's a great mover, shaving times on obstacles, and he's experienced in this, and he's coming back over. There's a reason he's doing it. Got a third place, sorry. Both races actually. So it would be foolish not to leave him on the board.
DeFox. Now you got another freaking late keeper with this guy.
Oops. Yeah. No, I'm fine with that.
Can't keep him again.
Since when?
Can't keep the same person twice in a season.
It's never been a rule. If you guys are dumb enough to leave him on the board.
We're going to see.
Yeah.
I got my goons out there in the Lehigh Valley. Let's see what happens.
It's a good pick. It's the right pick.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take a breakout performer here. Hawk Call. He's ready.
I'm tempted to throw up that block card, but
I'm surprised you wouldn't.
You can, but I have the next pick as well.
That's true.
Reason I went with Manuel is because he beat Hawk last time. I was going to take whoever won out of the two of them. I think they're very comparable athletes.
And
I think, go ahead.
I was just going to say that always my case with Hawk is like, let's see him on not dry trails at altitude. These aren't necessarily trails, but it's going to be wet and humid. And I don't know if we've necessarily seen him do very well yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's trending positively. He was getting faster on laps, which is a positive thing to see. I think he's ready to break out. I mean, if we get a thunderstorm, all bets are off. You don't know what's going to happen with any of these people. And if it does, then I want Thomas Van Tonder. He's my bad weather guy.
I'm using my block card on
block card.
Using my block
what happened?
card.
Oh my goodness!
I have Thomas Van Tonder on the podium. You were not taking him from me.
Wow. Oh, wait.
Oh, this was exciting. I'm not even upset.
Block and a half.
Block them.
Wowza.
I took Manuel because I was like, Bracken's going to take him. Maybe next pick, I'll get Thomas Van Tonder back. He's coming from South Africa and won the OCR World's 100-meter World Championship. He has been on the podium as well, I believe, in the 3K. So he's beaten almost everybody in this field when he's faced him at OCR Worlds at some point. One of the best in the world at just getting in and out of obstacles, crazy grip strength. If it's going to rain, it's going to pay off. He's coming from South Africa, like I mentioned. You're not taking Thomas Van Tonder from me.
Can he carry pillows? How big is he?
He's like my size. He's a big guy.
All right.
So
for OCR
big and
drafts.
soft.
Big and soft. Here we go. TVT. Gone.
Sorry, Bracken.
The block.
I know you wanted it.
Wow.
I was like, should I save this for a later race? Nope. I need to go 2-0 this week in order to get my championship. I loaded up on women, and I was going to use my block card to make sure that I got one of the guys that I wanted.
Pretty
what
good.
I didn't know is
Good
that
call.
when you said I'm tempted to use my block card, you were really just revving the throttle to use it. You're greasing the groove.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just getting some reactions.
That was a good use of the block. And now
It
you got more international athletes, so Congrats.
Win.
big congrats for you.
Yeah, international, exactly. If I used this on an American, I would have just had to leave the podcast. Like,
All right. Well, I'm going to block his block.
are you allowed to do that?
And then I'm gonna block your block.
I don't
We're just gonna
I don't
all use
think
them
so.
right now.
Yeah, triple stamp, a double
Yeah.
stamp.
It's like a
All
coconut
right. All right.
tattoo.
BK, what else? Who else are you gonna take? Who you got?
I'm taking Logan Broadbent.
Nice.
There's a barbed wire crawl
Yeah.
uphill. That's going to
Mhm.
help. I got to trust his grip in the rain. And I think he's slept on.
How's he done in nasty wetter conditions in the past at Spartan race that he's got a third place there? Granted, there's no tire in this one, but I agree that barbed wire, that's going to be a huge advantage for him.
He's a really
Did well
good
in West Virginia.
Yep, he's a good mover.
Yep.
You know, well,
Fast. He
Very
won't wear
fast.
down as the rounds go down. The only thing that made me nervous was the double sandbag carry, but since they lightened it,
since they're pillows
it's not
now.
it's not gonna impact much.
Now, 90 pounds is still a lot of weight.
Yeah. If you weigh 140 or 130, that's like 2/3 of your body weight.
But because it's flat, I don't think there's as much time to be gained or lost.
I could see them easily putting it kind of like what they did at Big Bear, just make you go through like a marshy section. And even if it's only a 10% grade, that adds up.
I mean, we've seen where it is on the course. It's just it's road, and then there's a little like ditch ravine down to the next road that you're going to cross twice.
But
you're
have
only
you
going to spend
seen if it's wet or not? Has it drained well? Like that's you can't see that on an aerial.
that. It's more just an angle from what I recall of that part of the course. So you're going to spend like 10 seconds not on the gravel, as far as I can tell. But they do have the opportunity, if they want to put you into the shallows and make you run through the shallows of the pond with it if they want to. So, I mean, it could be a thing, but it won't be as big of a thing as it was in Big Bear. Anyway, I'm a little upset you TVT'd me, but at the end of the day, this was
TVT.
an exciting moment for the show.
This
is
is why
great.
we introduced it.
Great
Yeah.
podcasting. My goodness.
And you never know when you push the
Legendary.
button, what's going to happen. And it worked. It went off without a hitch.
Yeah.
It was good.
So I submitted my card and I was like, am I really doing this? Oh crap. Now I gotta justify this.
So I'm up now, right? Yeah, you don't take his pick. Your pick is taken. I'm up.
Yes.
Me.
Back to back.
I want Austin Azar.
Double sandbag carry. That's the guy you want.
Dude's got grip like freaking. What's a superhero with good grip? Is there one of those? There's got to be one.
Grip
of those.
guy.
I think all of them.
They all have good grip.
Probably.
That's kind of like a requirement. Like
How do you think Flash
I
would
feel
do?
Spider-Man's got pretty
Flash
good grip.
probably has the worst grip.
He does. He's all runner. He wouldn't do well on like a
Pure runner course for
mammoth
him.
style course.
I'd go the Incredible Hulk. He's probably got some good grip with those.
Probably
those
overkill.
hands.
Probably a little bit
Yeah,
overkill.
that's
What's
true.
the dude? What's the dude in the Fantastic Four with the he's like
The rock guy.
the rock guy. He's probably got good ones. Or I don't know. Beast has foot strength. Austin Azar has beast foot strength in his hands. And he's been training for hybrid, which I love. He's been in the mountains. He actually has family in the Lehigh Valley, so very familiar with this course. Comes down to Palmerton almost every year and does well. Big time performer. Sandbag. Those pillows are going to be like
pillows,
like actual pillows for Austin. I think he's going to do great.
I agree.
Nice pick, me.
Yep.
All right.
Go again.
I'm gonna do it. I'm between a couple of women here. I want Kaylee Winsma.
She just won Notre Dame.
Just won a stadium. She has like some ninja experience. Knows what this is going to feel like a little bit more than some of these other athletes who are left on the board in terms of energy output. I mean, there's some athletes who've run this clearly, but I think that I like the potential here.
Good pick.
She also has like a lot of strength stuff on her profile that she's posting, so I think that that's gonna be good for double sandbags.
For sure. I mean, on the women's side, at least, there has been a couple of shakeups in that top 3 to 5 that we might not have been expecting with the emergence of athletes like Sarah Rich and Julie Best, and then with Allie Tippett's perform. I mean, we knew Allie, but like not at the capacity that she performed in Big Bear. So I think Kaylee could be that athlete this time around.
Yep.
Jack, this is your Allie pick?
Correct. I'm not mad at having her at this point because she was not going to be on the board.
No. What do we think?
Win.
You think?
She marshals her energy a little better. She's pretty aggressive in her rounds.
I would say that is true.
As soon as people realize that it doesn't matter, there's no seeding, I think that you're going to see a little different strategy. I don't think she's going to win, but I think it's like Tyler. I don't think he's going to win, but he can. I don't think she's going to win, but she can. And I won't be shocked, and I'll be pumped for her if she does.
She's aggressive. And I think if you make the finals, that like she is racing to make the finals and then seeing what happens. I think a lot of people are kind of assuming they'll make the finals based on some of their previous performances. And, you know, it's just going to affect your performance at the end of the race. I liked her racing strategy being aggressive last time, and I think it paid off, and it'll be the same, even though there are lighter sandbags this time.
And you know what? She cracked, it looked like she experienced as bad as a 3K gets, and she rallied. And that is a really valuable experience to have now. Like what are they going to do to her that's worse than that at altitude? I don't think there is. And so just having that in her back pocket, that confidence and that experience, I think that's really important.
How much confidence do you think she also got? She just beat Ida. Like that's got to help her. Now she knows if she sees her on the course, I can be right there with her. It's okay to pass her. It's not like a fluke event. She's done it before, and she won rounds in the qualifying last time. I think that her confidence is sky high at the moment.
That was one of my favorite moments of the Big Bear race, of seeing her completely cracked and then digging deep and being a serious competitor. You know, like, I still can push into this feeling, and I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to back down from these athletes who have a better resume, who have world level podiums. And she just like brought it. That was a real highlight for me. So yeah, rooting for her.
I'm too. All right. In my opinion, 7th or 8th place is the best available position for the rest of these people. Like if someone exceeds 7th or 8th, they have really outkicked their coverage, and it's a huge win. And if you don't agree with that at home and you're one of them, fantastic. I don't either.
Come see me.
Like I'm going to use it myself. But so I'm going to take the 2 people I think have the highest potential ceiling here. And I'm going to take Kelly Sullivan and Robert Killian.
Whoa.
Chips on their shoulder.
Wowza.
Kelly Sullivan has raced at Palmerton like 7 or 8 times. And she has the 3rd most amount of podiums all time. I know that that's, based on geographic, but she does. Bottom line, she's got over 60.
She's gone all the way from beasts and ultras in Killington down to stadiums. Like she can endure all forms of pain. She's done hybrid. She's going to do fine on obstacles. She's strong. I just think that she has the ability pick people off when they crumble.
Bracken, real quick, does the order, is this who you wanted, Kelly first, then Robert after? Or?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if anything, this is a better duration for her. I know she has a bit of a CrossFit background. She's definitely a stronger athlete. The feather carry is going to be good for her. So much experience in Spartan. She's from the region. Good bet.
Yep.
And Killian, if we get even a hint of the old Killian, he's going to be in the mix.
He's going to try.
He's not afraid. He also hasn't lost a race in a long time. He keeps running all those little races and winning them.
Yeah. How's his fitness? Do we have any idea?
No.
Nope.
He was like slower than 3 hours in a marathon recently. So
can he break? What can he run at 400 in?
Oh, he's in the low to mid 60s.
I wouldn't break 3 hours in a marathon right now.
Yeah. I'm just saying I'm not making fun of it. I'm
right.
Pointing out a data point.
You never know with him because he's one of the top end people who doesn't care. He'll just show up and race anything with whatever fitness or injury he has. He'll just do it. And so you don't know what you're getting. But if you get Robert Killian, he's a steal at 19.
Yeah. You're getting a multiple time world champion who's done well on this course and, has that attitude to go and hurt.
Mm-hmm. And he's nasty in stadiums. He can extend down into those 20-minute competitions.
Yep.
I think it will be harder for him to get through the semis than it will be to do well in the finals.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. My next pick. This is tough because I think I'm going to go with the guy who is on his way traveling there as we speak, has never missed a podium in his life. Ciro Perez.
He's never missed a podium in his life?
11 out of 11 races in Spartan race, he has made the podium.
BK,
and
no swim, right?
No swim. But let's say there wasn't a swim there last time. Like he would have had an even bigger gap on a bunch of really talented guys that were picked ahead of him.
How big is Ciro?
Not that big.
Compared to Bale and Bean.
But probably similar.
Like 6 inches shorter.
Waist at least. Probably like a foot.
But Ciro is also in the military in Mexico. He can shoot a gun, laser pistol, nice and good, nice and easy for him. Barbed wire crawl, it's going to be pretty good for him. I think that he can clearly run. He's like a mid 220s marathoner. I don't think that's going to affect him. He's coming down from altitude. So bottom line, he's never missed a podium. If he misses his first one ever, so what? If he continued to streak, then I got to steal.
International.
Yeah.
The 10th man.
So now what's that mean now?
He had me ranked 10th. I'm taking some disrespect.
He lied. All right.
That means that was
there were a couple
generous ranking.
I'll show you my sheet afterwards. Yeah.
I don't want to see your sheet.
It means he ranked me with his heart, but he's picking with his mind.
Yeah, totally.
And that could be like Ciro. I wasn't going to take him, but that could be a keeper as well because he'll probably run the Mexico
he'll be
race.
In Mexico, all right.
Right.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, good job for this race. Bad job.
Yeah. It's international.
I had him not even ranked. All right.
That's crazy in my mind, but
that's how I roll. Am I up?
Yes.
I'm taking Jared Newby.
Yeah. It was him or Killian for me.
I'm kind of shocked Newby's stuck on the board, and it makes sense. Rich is picking hybrid people. I'm picking international. Like, yeah.
BK's picking just dudes.
I'm on the moon.
Did you hear there's a heavy carry in this race? Oh, did you know that Jared Newby likes that kind of stuff?
Jared is going to get faster with those sandbags on him.
Yeah.
Like he might actually just murder. Jared has been in the OCR game for a while now, and usually his hang up on Spartan races are mountains. Like he's not a great mountain runner. Big dude, 6'4", 200 pounds.
Yeah.
But we know he can run with load, and he literally lives on an obstacle course.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing that's going to be technical here. I think the size is there's barbed wire. Not great for him. But all the rest, I think it lines up really well. He has been working at that hybrids and doing go ruck stuff. So the shorter time domains, I think he's going to be a little bit more familiar with doing like Deca stuff recently. He's going to have Noob Sanity down there. He's going to have the most fans.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you that much.
He's like the Thomas Van Tonder pick. Different, but like he's the rain reliever. Like if it rains, you bring him in.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to fail stuff.
Mm-mm.
We just haven't seen him be dynamic in OCR yet.
Right.
But he's good.
I'll break 60, no problem.
I think outside of the rain, the single biggest factor that will determine success on this course is how high they set the barbed wire. That might sound foolish, but like the rain's a factor, and then what low, it's going to be uphill. So if they make it low, frame really matters.
Yeah.
And if they make it high, decision and engine matters.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do here is really going to determine how well like the Ciros and the Broadbents benefit.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think they don't mind either one.
No, they don't.
Shorter athletes, yeah.
It's just how big is the gap.
You're saying the separation will be fully impacted, basically. Yeah.
Like if any of us wanted to, we could match Logan on a high barbed wire crawl if we were willing to come out tired.
Mm-hmm.
On a low, we might not have the decision to match him.
I've seen Logan go under barbed wire without all fours.
So you chop a leg off,
dipping right under. Whoop.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, the barbed wire will certainly matter in terms of height, but also like grass height matters. Sometimes the grass can get really long, right? So it might be set up high. It might look like it's low, but the grass might compress.
Mm-hmm.
And if the grass is wet, that makes the barbed wire a little bit easier generally, I think, right? A little bit less,
flat, yeah.
More
uphill,
comfortable.
I don't know if it helps.
Probably not. Probably not too much. I'm up.
Yep.
Good pick, me. And then I'm going to take Emmy Cross here.
Emmy Cross.
She's done well there.
I'm excited. I almost took her last round. So I'm excited that she came back to me here. Again, bigger, stronger athlete, tall athlete. So again, barbed wire, same issue. But has been, what is she?
Lives in the DC area, so humidity is not going to affect her.
She will have humidity. She's done some hybrid.
Yep.
Count it.
That's true.
And she's performed at what'd she get? Like top 5 one time in, what'd she get at West Virginia that year? 6th?
I don't think she was that high.
I thought she was pretty high because BK.
No, yeah, you're right. She was someone's like saving pick. So yeah, maybe she
was off the waivers. Bracken's like, yeah, I got it. Watch.
You're right. Yeah, that was kind of surprising. But yeah, no, she's a solid pick. She led the league.
Pegged.
Yeah, Emmy led the world in podiums last year. I know that's once again based on like how many races are near where you live, but you don't get 17 or so podiums in a year without being really good.
Right. It's a good pick.
Yeah, I think she should do fine. I think she should do
great value pick.
She owns a gym, so she's probably been doing some higher intensity stuff to prepare for this type of thing. I mean, maybe. I don't know. But Carrie should be good. Happy I got her. Welcome to the squad.
Yep. All right. My pick, I'm just gonna finish up my women's team, and I believe she got 7th place at Big Bear, Lauren Griffith. So
was she the first one out?
With Nicole getting the last spot but not showing, I believe that was the case for her.
Nice.
But,
yes.
Yeah, Lauren also podiumed in Utah this past weekend. She's I don't know. She's always just kind of been on that next tier. Like everyone talks about the top 2 or 3 and then the next group, and she's in that third pack right after them, but always kind of delivers. So I don't know. I like she's coming down from altitude as well. That's going to help. So Lauren Griffith,
it's funny. Experience. It's funny how we're talking about this because it's like positive no matter where you live for this race. It's like if you're from the region, you're good with humidity. If you're from the mountains, you're coming down from altitude.
It's true. Yeah,
it is true. And I think I mean, humidity is terrible, right? But I think training at altitude is just as uncomfortable. It's not gonna like put you like flatten you the way that humidity will, but it's still not fun to train at altitude. So the way that it's not fun to be at humidity. So,
altitude doesn't flatten you walking out the door like humidity does.
Yeah.
But humidity doesn't take away your high end like altitude does.
Yeah. And humidity and heat could like actually kill you, where altitude won't. But the discomfort, I don't think, is that dissimilar.
Like if I want to go out in the heat and humidity and run any workout I want to do, I can do it. I'll pay for it afterwards. At altitude, you just can't hit those paces.
Right.
But you're not going to die going for a 90-minute run with no water.
You could probably do more volume. Yeah.
I've lived in Houston, which is arguably one of the most humid places in the country, and I live in Colorado now, and I think it's actually easier to train in Colorado where it's not humid than it is where it is humid in Houston.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Bracken back to back. You have 5 guys.
I like how you filled out the dudes right away.
Looks like you can't pick yourself.
You did that on purpose.
I can't pick any guys.
You're 5 and 2.
Not to wild card.
Well, shoot.
Yeah, 5 guys, 2 women. So
I was about to pick 2 more guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes this easy on me then. I'm taking Julie Best and Sarah Rich.
Nice. I had them on my team in Palm Beaches, and it was fruitful.
Yeah. I believe in them, and I like the fact that you don't get them.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, Sarah's had top 15 finishes, so you know that she's gonna place pretty well, and she's raced the 3K in the past, and Julie West got 3rd place in Palm Beach. So what's wrong with getting a 3K podium finisher in the 8th round? That's
not
fantastic.
A thing.
Yeah.
And Rich don't get to team up this week.
That was the synergy was crazy.
It was.
There was no doubt that she was going to perform high level for the squad.
It was written in the stars.
It certainly was.
Oh. All right. I am up, and I have 2 more guys to pick. Rich has 1 and 1. Bracken has women. Well, we talked about how barbed wire is going to make a difference, and if there's one guy who's fearless on the barbed wire, it's Adam Beach. You saw him got cut up in Palm Beach. Guy's fearless, lives on the East Coast. He's won several races this year. He made the finals in Palm Beach against a really loaded field. If you got to be reckless, that guy's not afraid to get cut up, and I think it's going to make a difference.
The disrespect is ridiculous right now, Jack Bauer. Are you kidding me?
Who did you not pick last time?
Who am I picking? Who am I picking right now?
The guy below you?
Who am I picking right now? Give me Bracken Crocker.
I was trying to stretch it out. I
was
trying
just
to
stuck in the green room all day.
I wanted Bracken to pick himself as a wild card. I was leaving him out there.
I cannot believe you. Oh, I got you ranked like 10th. This is like the 14th guy off the board.
Yeah.
I'm taking him. One of the best it's ever done. A 15th best athlete. Is Adam Beach top 20 OCR athlete of all time? No.
No, it's top 16 athlete of all time.
To be fair, I think I was 16 ranked.
Top 17 athlete of all time in this, making his 2023 debut.
Also my 2022 debut.
And 2022 debut. Oh, did you not? You didn't get the podium?
I didn't even race.
So that's stricken.
Bracken's a couple of years since then, since your City Field battle.
I'm at like 22 months.
Well, throw on those receiver gloves. Get out there.
Not fair.
Big, strong, twitchy. He's gonna be. I mean,
just ran a 4:32 mile.
Ran a 4:32 mile. Can probably run sub 60. I like. The format just makes sense for Bracken.
I was definitely disrespecting Bracken for sure. I
took Zero.
Zero's never missed a podium. Bracken hasn't raced.
I've never missed a 3K podium.
Facts.
That's not true. OCR Worlds, darn it.
No, never missed a Spartan 3K podium.
Did you finish that race though?
Yeah.
You're not on the results technically, right? Didn't you walk off the course one time? Or?
No, that was the original 15K. That was a whole nother thing.
Oh, okay.
That shit was dumb though.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I thought in Canada you were having a bad day and just didn't finish the 3K.
I had a bad day, but I finished like a boss.
Yeah.
I was gonna use my block card, Jack, if you were gonna take Bracken. I thought about it.
You were that?
I'm gonna do this. I'm doing this. Don't sleep on it.
That would have been worth it.
Don't sleep on a guy. No, Twitchy can.
Bracket.
Nobody else can dunk.
That's not true. I
guarantee Newbie can.
I bet Newbie can dunk.
He's pretty tall.
Kempson.
Kempson doesn't
Oh
dunk.
my
He's got videos
God,
of him
what the
dunking.
fuck with
Yeah.
you and Kempson? What can't Kempson do?
Kempson has videos of himself dunking.
Recently?
I'm 99%
No,
sure.
Sean Roberts has video of a dunk.
I'm aware, but I thought keep talking.
Kempson's like 5'9".
Text
I'm
Kempson
aware.
back and ask him if he's dunking right now.
If he's a 5'9" dunker, he's the twitchiest guy in the field, and I'm not showing up.
Right. Yeah, text him and see what he says about
I already
the
can't use my
Cubs.
receiver gloves because it's going to rain. I only need one more match to fall, and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
We got this double sandbag carry. Bracken's been out there doing sims. Shit is easy.
Yeah, I did one. My back gave out, and I haven't touched a carry since.
Well,
Listen, if I'm the 14th best person here, then I've failed us all.
impossible. Steal. And then when you get to go, then when you go to Mexico,
Not going
keeper.
to Mexico.
I don't think there's anybody in the field who I'm actually rooting more for than Bracken.
Really?
I want you to make your comeback. I would rather see.
So much so you didn't want him on your team.
No, I want Bracken to do well. Just like he secretly wanted me to do well. I'm Big Bear, I'm sure, but
Yeah,
you know, I want Bracken to do well. That's what I'm
not
looking forward to.
secretly.
He was
Yeah.
gassing you up going into that
Yeah.
carry, and then you just started fumbling and tripping.
Then the stack technique was dumb. The
Stack
moving
tech-
technique was great, but the stack technique wasn't.
stack. You sussed that out for us. You tested it, and like a true scientist, it came back.
Bracken's gonna make up 4 or 5 seconds on Z wall. He's gonna, do really well on the rope climb. I just think, it's been a while since he's been on the race course, and that's the only reason why I'm.
Who knows more tricks and like
It's true.
maximize the course. 10 minutes. It's only a couple minutes longer than 7. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Also, real quick, I pulled up Kempson right here. That's him. Just
Was there a ball?
there's a ball. He just dunked it.
We didn't see a dunk go in.
No, that was
Watch-
not a
watch
dunk.
the camera angle.
That's not a dunk. What are you
Okay,
talking about?
I
I
That's a
haven't watched
finger
the
roll.
whole thing.
He
I haven't watched
grabbed
the whole
he
thing.
grabbed the rim, and then
I mean, that's
went
still
with the
good.
ball.
Bottom line, if he's 5'9", getting up there,
Can't
hanging on
dunk.
it- I know.
Bracken-
Okay,
That's good.
Can
He's
dunk.
probably dunked in his life.
there's probably another video.
Can we
where
now walk back that he can run 55 after you're like, oh, you could definitely dunk.
50? Yeah. Okay.
Here's the deal.
Nuts.
If this were a 1K race, I truly believe I could fight for a podium.
Yep.
But I do not have the engine or the fitness to survive 2 1Ks and then run a 3K. And I'm well aware of that. This is not a showing up to do something race. This is a show up to feel it and find out if there's something to be done 5 months from now. Do I dedicate the next 5 months of my life to, not of my life, but of my free time to do this? Or do I continue on enjoying life, running 3 to 4 times a week, just living life? So that's what this is. So I'm okay with this pick order here. If I make the finals with this field, that's a win. If I can beat someone of a name in finals, that's fantastic. But I'm showing up there to find out. Originally, it was to go top 5. But this is not the same field.
There
Things-
were like
thi-
4 big contenders who let me know yesterday they were signing up, and suddenly that top
things
5
things got competitive.
got shifted.
So yeah, I'm going to go after it. I'm going to give it. But
you're a
I
dog.
think top 10 is going to be a really good performance if I can do that.
You're a dog, dude. You're a 2-time High Rocks doubles North American champion.
I'll say this, though. I'm top 14 and not 14.
That's exactly the case, Jack.
So
What
I
are you
took it
gonna-
all personally.
What are you gonna wear up top?
Running public.
Not mud.
Bracken
If
for the
it's-
for the
The
broadcast.
running public breathes way better and it's a little snugger for barbed wire. If it rains, that's for sure it. But I might pop a new top every round, in which case you're going to see some mod out there.
Let's go. Half tights.
Depends what I'm wearing up top.
Yeah, got that.
Yeah,
got your
probably
drip.
half tights.
Got your drip situated, which I appreciate.
Bracken, is there any part of this course that you personally are looking forward to so that I can highlight it on the broadcast right before the camera gets on you?
To repay the favor.
Yeah. Just in case, since it'll go well.
No. I mean, I guess that's the thing, like saying I can steal time and I'm good at these things. I was like 5 years ago. My last OCR race was 2 years ago. My hope is that by the end of the first round, I remember how to do some of these things again. So I guess it's Z-Wall.
Z-Wall's the spot, man. He's a
There's
pioneer.
nothing else on course that really I would call my calling card.
What did you see?
You were the first guy that I saw skip the third side of it and just hop and ring the bell.
Yeah.
That's going to shave time.
That was where VJ really
Separated
lengthened his
from Manuel
lead
Defoe.
in Palm Beaches, yeah, where that kind of ended the race. And I don't
That move
think
though
I don't
is
think a lot of guys have
predicated
that.
around no, but that move is predicated around stability. That's why I started it in stadium races because it's dry and clean. If it's raining, that's a difficult move
Stupid
because
to do. Yeah.
you have to have your foot planted.
Yeah. Equal and opposite reactions not happening there if the thing's caving in.
So we'll see. Honestly, it's I'm gonna have to work really hard. I'm not gonna have an area where I like eat up time. I'm just gonna have to work really, really hard, and I'm gonna fall apart in the final, and that's cool.
That's great. You're gonna be there, Jack. You blew it.
Do I have an area that I'm gonna highlight? Yeah, just give me the Z-Wall.
So it's a pioneer.
Rich, where did you have Jarrett newbie ranked?
I've been deleting I had him. I mean, I had him above Ciro. I had him above Adam.
Did you have him above Bracken, who you picked after Jarrett?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took that.
So you had Ciro ahead of Bracken also then is what you're saying.
I didn't have Ciro on this list.
Yeah. What I'm saying is you're contradicting yourself by not picking Bracken 2 rounds ago.
I said I had Jarrett above Bracken.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I misinterpreted that.
You sure did.
Yep.
Bracken also counts on the hybrid team. So, all right, let's.
I'm a North American regional champ ×2. So that's going to carry me on course. Rich and Callie are going to carry me on course.
See if we can do this relay style.
And to some extent, Michelle Aiken.
Correct. Jack, could you scroll up just a little bit? I just want to make sure I have a name on here that. Okay, cool. Let me get Aaron Sande.
She's from this area.
Happy about this. Yeah, I think she's Western PA, which is, you know, weather's even worse. But yeah, I mean, she's also been top 10 at National Series races. She's a good athlete. It's the first time we'll see. I don't know what her short course ability is like. I don't really know what her specialty is.
She's always hanging out in that 10 to 15 range at National Series races.
I think she's fairly well-rounded. Like she does better on courses. She just
performs.
Yeah, like she does better on courses that are kind of outside of what I would consider her wheelhouse just based on where she lives. But yeah, never really does like drop the ball. I think she'll be good. I'm happy with this. This is great.
All right. Good pick.
Two good picks.
I need a guy. Let's see. Man, this is tough. There are like 3 guys that I really want to pick. I think at this point though, Samuel Hebert is on the he's on the roster still as a free agent.
International.
That guy can just move. Yeah, he there's a reason he always teams up with Atkins because Atkins knows that he can perform during OCR Worlds and stuff. Great grip strength. Used to the humidity living in Eastern Canada. I think that he's probably the best athlete still available at this point.
Yeah, no doubt. He's a good athlete. Like he's pretty impressive in what he can do.
Yeah.
In the gym and then just stuff.
Yeah. He's so strong also. So double sandbag. I think that's just going to work. And he's from outside the US. So I have to pick him.
International. Yeah. Everything about him is like rock solid, except like his running form. His running form is just like how good of an athlete he is. And then you look at his running form, it's like, So I don't know what his high end ability is going to be like, but he did well at OCR World Championships 3K last year, didn't he? Didn't he get like 8th out of the slow heat or something like that?
Yeah, he's had top 10s before.
Yeah. Yeah, so never mind. BK.
Well, I'm tempted to take Regina Meza Hernandez and Lisa Warzanowski just to take the big names from Jack.
Yeah.
A lot of consonants and stuff.
But I already took Ida, so she's got a lot of double A's.
Ashley Heller and Amber Nelson.
For your wild card?
I thought I had 2 in a row here.
Yeah. No. This is round 10 and then wild card after that.
Oh, give me gender. Ashley Heller. And then can I see some maybes here?
Let's take a look at some maybes. Is there a trail? Is there a trail this weekend at Palmerton?
I did not see a Brent trail. No, there are no
trail and actually
there are no maybes. All of these people said no. And then on the women's side as well.
Surprised Brizolara said no.
He has work since it's a Friday.
I see.
Same as Jareen Klingberg. They weren't able to make it.
Bummer. Been going for Jareen.
Yep. All of these people who are white with the background right there.
Phelan Bean.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Unstoppable lately.
He's gonna do well just so he can
It's an
stick it.
embarrassing caps lock occasion there.
I'm doing a capital M for the gender. Rich doesn't even know how to do bold without.
Oh, don't defer here.
I prove that I can do bold. I can do italics. I can do straight through. I have to look up sometimes. I forget how to do straight through all the time.
Yeah.
But Balin Bean, yeah, he's gonna shove it right in your face, Jack.
Yep.
Bean's good. He's getting
really
better.
Good. Yeah.
And he's got good range.
He does. Yeah. Now
Carey's going to be a little lighter. He's just got more and more experience.
He's a rock climber also, so I think his grip is not going to be an issue either if it gets wet.
It was the double sandbag and Big Bear that was the major.
Yeah, but it's 30% lighter, so that's a big difference.
For sure. I'm sure he's been practicing.
Yep. All right, Rich, I already know who you're taking with this. You gave it away on your little preview on your tab. I'll let you stick with who you're gonna take.
My tab.
Yeah, you had an Instagram person pulled up there. I know who you're picking.
Oh no, that's just no. I want Matt Gill.
Oh, I'm up right now. I wasn't gonna take Matt Gill. So.
What the fuck?
I'm up. Stick with the order. We don't skip around like that.
You were just saying like I know who you're gonna take.
You tricked me, Jack.
Oh no, I'm not taking him. I'm going with the guy who has literally been training at Palmerton weekly for the past couple months, Chris Marone. He also ran one of the 3K races, or he did the 3K and made the second round and just missed the finals in Palm Beach. The fact that he's this familiar with the course makes a big difference, in my opinion.
Is he from the Valley? Is he from my neck of the woods? I should know about this.
Yeah. He's like a 116 half marathoner.
He's on those.
Like I was checking in with him. He's like, just little inside info. I've been training around here, so just use that to your advantage in the draft. I'm like, we'll do.
I'm gonna start with a compliment. He's very good, and I think he's going to do well. Then I'm going to pivot to, we've several times heard from mostly you, but a little Rich too, which is this person knows this course. I don't think it matters at all.
I don't think so either.
Because you're not on the course. Now, the only thing it would matter in is knowing the actual foot placement to maximize your descent. But look at Big Bear. You're not getting anywhere up the mountain. Knowing this course, the course is good for maximizing your energy, like expenditure and other things like that. I just don't think it matters. I think everyone can find a hill that mimics this like 90% of the way there.
I think the fact that they released the exact course map though, and he's exactly able to go there, and he probably is able to hop on the ground and pretend he's doing a low crawl right at the right moment. That's got to pay off something.
Yeah, it's going to help. I just don't think it's a game changer on these courses because we don't leave the bunny hill.
How often do we see in Abu Dhabi like a couple of local athletes who we've never heard of, but they're used to running on sand, and suddenly they're real good because they're used to it? And I know that sand is a different foot strike, but if you are familiar with what you're going to be racing on, that actually makes a difference.
I won't argue that. I just think in the 3K it matters the least. It has nothing to do with him. To me, it's a bit erroneous.
For the super, it's gonna matter, but
yeah,
for sure,
I agree. It's not as impactful the shorter the race, especially when you're not getting up into the mountain. You're in a relatively shallow hill overall. But I think if you're doing time of day training, like what it's going to feel like at 4 or 5 o'clock at night on this exact terrain, that there's gonna be some edge that you gained.
Yeah, the weather piece is what I've been referring to. It's like just knowing what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
Temperature.
And he's well raced this year. He's done 6-7 races this year, podiumed to several of them. He's a good competitor, and
he's on the 15K OCR team.
Yeah, I hope he does well.
Good pick.
I do too.
But now I want Matt Gill. I don't take him anyway.
Noob Sanity.
He's gonna have fans. He's I think he was like a 420 miler or something like that. He's a pretty high end runner.
He was that fast? I didn't know that.
I think so. We've seen him do well in Savage.
Can he break 60?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
No one can. It's impossible. 60 is the new 50.
Yeah.
For OCR athletes.
Anyway, Savage, you were mentioning.
We haven't seen him at all this year, I don't think. We haven't seen Noob Sanity travel to Savage at all this year.
He did World's Toughest Mudder last year, I thought.
Did he?
That Gill. Yeah. I don't remember his mileage, but I remember him being on there. I'll double check.
We saw our guy Elmer out there in Twin Cities, right? Just doing work.
Elmer King.
I'm a king doing that thing.
Yeah.
Leading world's toughest after our guy Anthony Kunkel, right?
He conked out.
Yeah.
Gunked out. Shit was cold out there, dog.
Matt Gill got 55 miles, had a lot of bathroom breaks, and took a very cold nap. So I think that he's got a lot more potential for sure.
Well, this is 10.
Right in his wheelhouse.
He's
40
obstacle
minutes.
proficient, short enough drive. Like,
Gonna have fans. I think the fans is gonna carry people through. BK, how many fans are you expecting?
For me personally,
Yeah.
I think 90% of the people on course.
Just people who are racing.
yeah.
No, like anyone you see on course, like there, I think 90% of them are showing up for my show.
With how many
Outlook in life.
Flags, signs, posters.
how many cheers are you gonna get that are meant for Killian?
Most of my cheers
At least one.
historically are for Killian.
That's gonna be a lot.
Yeah. The real answer here is anyone I think is a fan thinks I'm Killian.
But that's still something. It's still some energy.
Yeah, I think Jack nailed it. Now that Nick Riker, Rich, that was disrespectful to you.
It's getting there.
Now that Nick Riker isn't there,
Yes.
it's a 1v1 matchup for bald supremacy.
Yep.
I'm just getting on his shoulder.
Who else is in the podium picture for that? I don't.
You're gonna take him down, dude.
Calderosa. Like,
I'm getting on his shoulder, and I am just latching on for dear life.
I wonder what kind of fitness Tyler McCreary's in. McCready.
Tyler McCready. Yeah. He's raced here so much as well. He actually, I think he was third place in Bethel, New York recently.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. He just shows up. He's kind of one of those very deceiving athletes. You're like, oh, it's Tyler. Like, you don't expect him to do well. And then he'll be hanging with people you're just not expecting. He just performs well. And he's got like 30 plus podiums in his life throughout the Northeast. He just knows how to race this course.
Didn't he win some sort of short course when they had that? Like, wasn't there a like
they had it in
literal-
Tuxedo,
like a bang, bang,
3K.
bang, bang, bang? Was it even a 3K?
No, it was like
Was
a
it
1K.
1K?
Yeah. They had
They
like
had
a tire
few
flip. And,
1Ks.
yeah.
So he
They
has
had one
1K
in-
experience.
Yeah. Austin in Tuxedo. There were a couple small ones.
Yes, and the one that was in Tuxedo.
If they bring that
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
I'm all in.
It is
I'll break
back.
60 for that. No, the 1K.
Oh, isn't there
Final.
aren't there two 1K? Okay.
Oh, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll hit those hard and then peace
Just
out.
Coast. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple questions for you, or both of you. Ryan Kent was planning on doing it. If you didn't listen to Rich's episode, he's unable to make it now.
Mm-hmm.
How would he have factored in this? I think it would have shaken up the entire draft.
He would have done well.
I mean, I think he would do great. Top
I'd have him,
3 to 5.
I'd
3 to
have
5.
him right behind that trio of like Shattuck, Kempson, Atkins.
Yeah.
I mean,
It could have been the Ryan and Ryland show again.
He's
Yeah.
just never been a fast obstacler.
mhm.
He's so good at OCR, but he was never like an obstacle dependent athlete.
Yes.
That's what he mentioned. Yeah.
Yes. Did you listen to the show? Yeah,
I
you
did. Yeah.
No, I know you
Yeah.
did, but did
Yeah,
BK? BK heard
No.
that. Yeah, he took that right from Kent's mouth. Put it out here.
A lot of trash
it's
talk.
just-
It's entertaining.
Say you didn't. Say you
Is it?
didn't listen.
Rich puts him in his place often.
That's my singular role.
But he's got an engine and he's so good at getting in and out of different types of pain. Like Rylan, he can just exist there so well.
Right. Like I don't see why he wouldn't be able to beat Rylan.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know if
Kent-
he can run downhill like Rylan can.
that's true.
He's a good downhiller. He's not as good, but Kent's a good
I think
downhiller.
Rylan's truly approaching the great in his descending.
Yeah. You've also got to realize that this is 2 back-to-back rounds that are less than 11 minutes, which is how long it took him for Deca Strong. That time domain is right up his alley.
Yeah.
It's been really
right
good
now.
for him. Deca Miles really strong.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping for this like OG
Yeah.
reunion.
We got
hang
most
out.
of them.
Yeah, but he's a big part of my OG Spartan life. I was looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah. Would have been good. All right. Should we do a recap of the teams? Just
Before we do,
summarize
I just want to say, like, talking about OG and feeling old, it is wild to be racing, lining up against the son of the guy I came into the sport racing.
That's pretty cool. It's like
It's like
LeBron
Ken
stuff.
Griffey Jr. and senior stuff right there.
Like the first 3 years of my OCR life were only spent designing workouts to try to beat Hobie. And now his son's that's one of those moments where you feel really old. It's cool though.
There was I saw some video of some basketball player who's a rookie in the league last year, and he went up to LeBron and he's like, my dad used to face you, and like it just set in. It's like, crap, I'm old.
BK, you don't have to answer right now, but where's your Riker line?
Where's my Riker line?
Who is the Riker line for you? Where if you beat him, that's good. If you lose to him, you suck.
Oh, in this one,
Someone's gonna want to take you down after saying, because you're gonna be there.
I'm not gonna say if you lose to him, you suck, but I think the dividing line in this race is Logan Broadbent.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it's like Atkins, Kempson, Shadig, Veerman, Defoe are clearly the best people here.
Yeah.
I don't know about Thomas. We haven't seen him against us.
Gonna waste that block card.
Could be, he could not be, I'm not sure. But we know Logan can beat those guys and lose to those guys. So I think he's like the best. I would call him the best of the rest.
Okay.
And that's like what that line is. It's the guy who is the link, the best of the rest. If he beats you, if you're below that, you're probably the rest. If you beat him, you're part of the best. So,
okay.
I mean, if Logan wins, that changes that. But I would say it's somewhere in that 5-6 spot. Like if you're 7, 5, 6, 7 is like the highest attainable spots for mortals, I think, in this race.
I can see that. Yeah.
What would you say, Jack?
Good argument.
It's a good answer.
Yeah.
But certainly not suck if you're below it. Maybe it's hot call.
That's the AB line, basically, or AA minus line.
Yeah. The last A minus guy is the Riker line.
Yeah.
Where would you say? What I don't want to say person, I guess, as much as place. What place would you say is what's the highest available position for mortals? Non-cyborgs.
Atkins, Kempson, Ryland, Tyler, Manuel, Hawk, Thomas. They're not finishing outside of like the top 7 or 8.
Yeah, I think it's a good
that
line.
7 or 8 is the spot.
Yeah.
Logan could beat a couple of those depending on the barbed wire, and if the heavy carry doesn't mess him up, like he could.
So what number are we putting it at for everyone out there?
8.
8.
Yeah.
8 is the Riker line.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think top 10, you're legit. 8 and above, you've done something. Okay. You make the final here and you're a legit OCR, like someone to be feared at your local races.
Mm-hmm. There are a couple guys in this field that I also think, like Dustin Livingood, he's not going to make the top 10. Really, really familiar with this course and good at low crawls. He's light. I don't know. I know he's over 40, but he's had some pretty good performances and he's very obstacle proficient doing OCR worlds. He could, upset a few people that you wouldn't expect him to take down. Addison Coles is another young athlete. He was in second place and he got lost on the course at Notre Dame, but he won the Cincinnati Beast a few weeks ago. He could have finished second at Notre Dame. He's 18 years old, young up and coming kid. Another one to keep your eye on. And then Cassandra Gill on the women's side. If I didn't, for my wild card pick, I was torn between picking her. But she is a 35:09 10K runner. She ran D1 track at Iona.
Iona, nice.
She has like 7 or 8 podiums in a row this year. She's either first, second, or third, and they're all on the East Coast. So I think that she can do some damage as well.
Iona's no joke too.
Yep. All right, Bracken, let's go over your team just so we can do a recap.
All right, it's Chris and then a bunch of guys. Kempson, Shade, Call, Broadbent, and Kelly Sullivan, Robert Killian, Julie Best, Sarah Rich, Ashley Heller, Balin Bean. I have a mix of the old and the new. And Kempson's a tweener. Logan's a tweener.
What are the odds Kempson doesn't show up?
He's showing
50-50.
up.
50-50.
He's showing up. He gave me a direct answer and he replied to my text earlier.
He was in Florida and didn't do Palm Beach. Like I don't believe it until
North Carolina.
The start line's there.
He was in North Carolina.
It's all the same.
50-50, I think, is appropriate. Jack will just believe it.
Yep.
We love you, Jack.
All right. How many international athletes did Bracken pick? All right, none. Let's see how many I did. I'm pretty sure they're all without even planning that.
Well, you blocked mine.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Lindsay Webster, couldn't believe she was around a second. Ida, Alex Walker, Manuel Defoe, Thomas Fantonder, Ali Tippett, Cyril Perez, Lauren Griffith, Adam Beach, Samuel Hebert, and Chris Marone. Liking my team.
6 international athletes.
6, yeah, greater than 50%. That's the Riker line for me.
It is. Yeah, your team's good. You went heavy on the ladies. The TVT pick is going to be huge for you. Ciro.
Yeah,
that's a big one too. But
Ciro for next time could pay off really a whole lot for Mexico.
I think Adam Beach is good Ciro insurance. I think Adam Beach could do really well.
Ciro insurance.
That's Ciro insurance. I don't know how Ciro's
get a tattoo.
I don't know how he'll do here. Honestly, we haven't seen anyone really. Who have we seen in this? We saw Camacho came up to Big Bear, right?
Yep.
Angel's the only one who's had success on U.S. soil.
Well, I'm saying for 3K in general.
I'm saying anything.
You had Miguel Ponton. He came and he struggled with the double carry.
Yeah, sure did.
He came from Mexico. We've seen in Big Bear in the past a couple women that have finished in the top 10, but
Alex Rodania.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your grammatical correction that Jack has to splice in there
YNA, not NYA. So that's why. All right.
Stupid.
Rich.
Brian Atkins, Lauren Weeks, Yanka Popova, Tyler Veerman, Austin Azar, Keely Winsma. Am I saying that right? Jared Newby, sure. Emmy Cross, Bracken, motherfucking Crocker out here on my team.
EMFK.
On my team, Aaron Sande and Matt Gill. I like this squad.
It's a good team.
I like this squad. My 9th round pick is just a monster. My 1st round pick's a monster. Lauren Weeks, I can't wait to see it. How many hybrid athletes we got here?
Lauren Atkins has done a Deca strong.
The Deca super strong.
Deca super strong.
But when he did one year they had the Spartan games with the 225 deadlift, he picked it up all uneven. He was like kind of tipping all over the place. Still picked it up.
Strong guy.
Yeah. Certainly a strong guy. Got 2nd in OCR stars one year.
He's farm strong.
Farm strong for sure. Who else? Austin, I'm counting him. Jared, I'm counting him. BK, you count. Emmy's done some hybrid. I got 5 at least. Nice.
You could be the best 27th pick ever. I'm looking at the names from previous NBA drafts and not typically producing stars.
Well, you guys are right. Yeah. Historically, people don't come back after long multi-year hiatuses, and they're not good when they come back. It's the safe pick is not to pick me. I understand this.
Stop this.
It doesn't mean I believe the narrative, but it's the intelligent pick is that when you were okay and you leave for a long time and get worse, you don't come back better.
This is a whole different format.
That's right.
This is unprecedented. We haven't been here. We don't know.
26-year-old Bracken wanted this so bad.
26 to 31, I think, cleans house here.
You would have picked yourself as the favorite out of everybody?
I wouldn't have ranked myself as a favorite, but I would have come in thinking that I could win.
You can win. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I would have ranked myself top 3 at any point from 25 to 32. And now I think legitimately I'm 10 to 12.
36-year-old BK is going to be out there putting dudes in headlocks.
Yeah. Rich, how would you have done?
This field is really stacked. I mean, that's my neck of the woods. I have my goons out there.
Knows the course. Knows how humidity feels.
I know about that.
He knows about 4 p.m.
He's been in Pennsylvania.
My parents will be there. That'd be great. That'd be a little.
Do you know I have family that has a home that can see the slopes out there?
You do?
Yeah. So like I'm a local.
Are you staying there?
Dang.
No, I haven't seen them in probably 25 years, but I ate my first sandwich with mayonnaise on it, Miracle Whip, at their house. And I realized I don't like Miracle Whip.
Was it white bread too? Like Wonder Bread?
I don't remember that. I just remember the Miracle Whip thinking this is weird. I love mayo, but Miracle Whip's not as much of my jam. Anyway.
Mayonnaise is so disgusting.
I may have to revisit some Miracle Whip. I'm not sure if I have an opinion on it.
with family in Palmerton. So I'm a
Good
local.
for you.
I might have a lot of fans there.
That's a core memory.
I'll get my squad to cheer for. I don't know, dude. I mean, I hope that I make the final here, but I screw up on obstacles and stuff. So it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee for me. I'm pretty slow through Z-Wall.
Yeah. The gap between like 12 and I don't know, 25 is going to be pretty tight on it. You've got like a lot of people, they could do a little bit better than you expect them to, a little worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just going to be such a toss up, honestly. So I think that there'll probably be 2 or 3 surprise names who do not make the finals, and in place of them, a couple surprise people do make it.
Jack, you make this final?
I think I'm on the border. I was rounding into pretty solid shape at the time, and just having some experience like doing this. I think that does matter, like knowing rounds and what to do in between rounds. If you haven't done it for a while, like it definitely beats you up, and you got to stay cool versus stay moving. Like there's some strategies there that you just don't think about until you've done one of these. But yeah, I think I would have been in contention for it. But yeah, it would have been
Who's your player comp in this field?
What sport?
That in the people in the field. Who is the Jack Bauer of this field?
Typically, I'm pretty close to, but slightly. He got the best of me by 1 place last time, but John Howard's pretty close.
Okay.
We're typically pretty similar to each other in placement. Even at like Decafit, he's 30 seconds back of me or 5 seconds another rate. Like he's usually in the mix. But I think that probably would have been my player comp. So,
Rich, did you make the final here?
I had him in like the 16 to 20 range, so that's probably right around where I would have been.
Fitness wise, if things go smooth enough, like I think so. It's not incredibly like I think speed would factor in, and I'm sub 60.
Yeah, you're sub 60.
I'm downhill.
I'm a sub 60 guy. Yeah,
recently too.
Recently, I just did that shit like last week. The downhills aren't going to be so technical that it would take me out of anything. So it would just be like if I screwed up Z-Wall or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who's your pick to win?
Oh yeah, you got a prediction contest?
Yeah, that'll be up. This comes out on Wednesday. Yeah, it'll be up by then.
Last time
you
didn't do well on your prediction contest, and it took you 3.5 weeks to put the results out.
No, that was the first time. I did it like when I came back from. I did it on a Sunday. Came back from Big Bear.
I'm picking Kempson to win.
I'm picking.
He's race ready.
I'm picking Atkins.
Yeah, Lindsay and Ryan. That's who I'm. Atkins, not Kempson.
All right, pick my finishing position. Don't be nice. Be accurate. Let's see who can get closest to it.
11. Okay. Make the finals.
Okay.
11.
I'm just looking over these names one more time, but yeah 10 or 11. You might do better though, because you might be willing to be conservative in the finals if you make it, and other people are just gonna blow up like crazy. But I don't know if that's actually going to play into your wheelhouse right now because of how much you can stretch it out for 30 minutes.
I can't.
Yeah,
I know that.
I'm sticking with 11. That was my gut.
Okay.
I'm going 7th.
Ooh. So he's taken down a Hawk or
like I think he could be Hawk. Why not?
Logan. Yeah.
Like I think there's going to be some athletes on here that we think could finish ahead of you, Bracken, that might not make the final.
Yeah.
Right.
So like
there will be. Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt. TVT, you're gonna
so
break him off something after 22 here.
22 women. So in theory, if all of them race and no one else signs up, you should have 8 in the final. You're gonna see a few really good women not make the final either.
Yeah,
that's what it will be. Only 8.
Yep. Yeah. So looking forward to it.
Who do you pick on the women's side? Do you pick Lindsay?
BK? Yeah, Lindsay. Yep.
I didn't pick Lindsay. No, I drafted Chris. I think she's gonna win.
Yeah.
If you had to set a line on that,
I'd put him even at the moment.
I'd bet on Lauren then because I'd get better odds.
That's how the house keeps their money.
Right. So I don't know what I would do, who to pick here. I don't know what.
Bottom line, you have 5 to 10 deep on both sides, like where we don't know the podium coming into it. That's a big step from the first in Palm Beach where, some people showed up, but we knew it wasn't as deep as before. Big Bear, you saw a little bit more people creeping into it. We had Nicole show up. She's not in this one, but I think that you're seeing the buy-in. And I think that people are understanding that if you want to qualify and race in Abu Dhabi for a whole lot of money, you need to get one of these races in at some point. And I think they're showing up for a reason.
It's bigger buy-in than I thought we were going to see.
Yeah, it seems like, this is our last North American chance.
Yeah.
Well,
U.S. chance.
U.S. chance.
You have to go to Mexico.
You see how many people are now thinking about throwing their hat in the ring for Worlds.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's what was going through Kent's mind. He's like, this payday is pretty good. If I want anything to do with that payday, this is a race that I need to get to.
And if we look at on the men's side, for instance, who's not racing, like Alvaro, he already has a second place. Leon's raced, Batros has raced, Nick Mask. You have some names who could easily decide to go to Abu Dhabi because they've raced there in the past who aren't even in this race. So it's going to be competitive. And this doesn't include Europe. This doesn't include some of the races in Asia. Like, I think that you're going to see some real big performances now that you have a little bit more buy-in.
Prior to the roll down, they will have trouble paring it down to the best 45 people getting the first invites.
Yeah.
Is that how it's working?
Well, if you go, according to Zendesk, if you go top 5 at any 3K national or regional series or race, you immediately get an invite, an expiring invite to register.
So saying that if this won't be the case, but there would be 20 spots for North American athletes because there's 4 races.
Yeah, 20 unique spots.
And then we can assume, is there 4 races in Europe as well?
There's not 4. It's down to like 2, right? Or
okay, for a 3K, they have one single one, and it's the culmination of the European series.
And then there's
you run beasts.
There's an APAC.
It's amazing. Is there an APAC?
Fiji is a beast. They have 3K races in the Philippines all year. They've already had a couple this year.
Yeah. Philippines. Got to see our guy Gabe Heck out there.
He has not raced yet.
We'll probably do some work.
He's in Thailand.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Still, our guy's going to be crushed.
Anyway, there'll be
Mervin
45 qualified candidates worldwide for that Abu Dhabi race. They won't all go.
You need to do it like CrossFit style, where you invite 5 people from the less competitive region, 20 from this one, 15 from the next, 5 from the, that's how they need to do it. And it should be logical based, like top 5, you guys get first dibs. Now we open it to top 10. Now we open it to top 15. And if you decide you're doing it, like, don't screw someone else over who would be willing to travel.
Wouldn't that be like where a kind of points would play in? Say Bracken gets 7th here and there's a roll down, but someone I'm trying to look at this list, whatever, someone who
participates in all 4 of them,
who participates in all
points.
Right. Then
and it's not a roll down, it's invite. So you go top 5, you guarantee that you get an invite. After that, your goal is to get on their radar.
Yeah,
for an invite.
It's like I got, I think, 10th in Big Bear and 13th or 12th in Palm Beach. I shouldn't have a sign up spot before someone who ends up getting 6th, for instance. Like they should have first dibs over that. But like, if I have a couple performances like that and I did want to race, I feel like I should have dibs over someone who wanted first come, first serve for who hasn't run one of these, for instance. But I think that it should be your best performance definitely dictates more than just participation over the course of the series.
Yeah. We've gone too long.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. We'll see Bracken out in that course.
Maybe.
Kicking heads. Maybe. Let me know so I can pick somebody else up.
We'll see. I'm just saying, like, you never know when heats go off if you make the camera.
Yeah. Bracken will be in the general vicinity.
Gonna make sure of it.
Just Miracle Whip on Wonder Bread, pre and post race. We'll catch Jack Bauer on the microphone with David Magida. I will be in the YouTube comments talking shit.
I'll be identifying everyone properly, so don't worry about that.
Great.
Yeah.
That's a strange flex.
Oh no, Magida often calls people the wrong name, so I'll just make sure that we get it right.
Let him know. Anything else? What do we got to plug on Running Public? What do we got?
We got training Tuesday. We took 3 athlete questions and went a little deep on them. And we've got an interview with a guy tomorrow, one of those 50 marathons, 50 states kind of people.
Nice. Are you gonna be like, was that hard? How did that feel?
What can you break 60 and a quarter?
That's going to be your new
What's your
standard
mod?
question,
Chance.
everybody.
What is mod? What is your mod? Can you break 60? The answer is I don't know what you're talking about, and no.
Can you break 60 on day 51 is the question.
Yeah, like let's see. Let's talk about something that's impressive. Can you break 60 in a quarter mile? Can you make a high school girl's 4x4 team?
They need to have the Spartan Combine come back. They've hosted it at Palmerton. Open 400. That's all you need. Just find
That's
out
it.
once and for all how fast everybody can run a 400.
Open for laser pistol contest.
Yep.
That's it.
BK, break out the spikes on
I'd cramp.
like a fatigue cramp, not even like a
Half cramp.
Like a
It'd be coming down the home stretch. My hammies and calves would start to cramp up.
your cat it would all
Whining.
hip flexors.
Alphas.
On Reinforced Running Podcast, we had a mile hybrid show with episode 4, our guy Ryan Kent on there, and have an interview with Meg Jacoby coming out on Thursday. It's a banger. It's so good. Meg's just the best. So tune into that. Cool. We're good to go.
Super cool.
OCR report on Friday. Watch the race.
What time?
Starts 2:00 Eastern. Or sorry, yeah,
No.
2:00 Mountain Time, which is 4:00 Eastern. Just 4:00 Eastern. Adjust your own time zone.
4:00 Eastern.
That's when the gun goes
Prime-
off. 15 minutes before that, I believe they usually lead into it.
Prime human time. Worst.
I'm excited to see the Bracken Crocker package they use.
Let's get some graphics for our
My
guy.
highlights.
I'll get some
going.
graphics.
I'm gonna
I'll make
whip
sure you have
something up.
hair in it.
I'm gonna whip something up. We don't need that. All right. See you, fellas.
See you,
See ya.
boys.